What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite wrestling podcast. It is the Monday Night Wav, baby. And we back. We're back with another episode of these raps. Welcome to episode 77 of this illustrious podcast. I go by Jay, aka the Lonely One, aka Podman Page, Pod Break Kid, Jacob Pod 2, Podwell Jacob Freeman, because I pod better than you, and you know it. Mr. Respect the Jumpers in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And this would be where I would pass it to my illustrious co-host, the one, the only, the 4 words or 4 letters, 1 word. But however, he isn't here right now. And you know what's crazy about that? Is that I found out that he disappeared because he was on the T app. He out there on the T app ducking and dodging these women. And I figured it out. This whole time it's been, 4 letters, 1 word, hero, but it's actually 4 letters, 1 word, kids. He's dodging these kids on the T app, man. I don't know what's going on out there, but Mr. Hero, come back. Your kids need you here. You got to raise the little heroes. SHITs. Little superheroes in trainings. Save these little shits, all right?
Okay.
Save them.
That's a bar.
Okay? You need to come back here, man. We need more positive role model followers in their life. All right. So wherever you're at, Mr. Hero, the kids need you. Come on home.
And with that being said, it is your boy, the third Mike, aka DT, aka the OTC, the other co-host of the Monday Night Wav, aka I once was an Oracle, and now, that's right, I have officially had my name changed to the Prophet because I prophesy anything and everything that happens within this wrestling world. And I will be putting a trademark on that specifically for audio recordings. Okay? Yeah, so Paul Heyman, you're going to have to pay up if you change your character again.
Shit. That's fucking funny.
AKA the Quentin Miller of the WWE Writing Room is here. That's right. It's your boy. Jay, where do we start?
We got a lot to cover this week. A lot to cover. But let's start off with just lighter news segments for sure before we jump into anything. First things first, Hinchcliffe had his late night show canceled by WWE. Seems that what was supposed to happen over the SummerSlam weekend is not happening this week at all due to ticket sales, and I could not have been happier.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Grand closing. Get him out of here, coach. Get him the fuck up out of here. Jumping off of that and more celebrity news, it seems that there could be some possible rumored fallouts between WWE and Travis Scott, which once was, it looks like a promising, partnership. It looks like, things may have changed. Shit may have got shaken up. Maybe somebody or something was not as invested as they once was.
Hey, it happens. You start taking bumps and having to fall and realize you got to do that consistently. Everybody can't do it. That's why I watch. But
that man he heard about that receipt coming from Cody. It was like, nah.
Ran from the receipt. Yeah. He ain't got Dewey Douglas to protect him from Cody. But that's fine. I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I got my merch. You know what I'm saying? I got my merch, so
true.
I'm good. If he don't pop up no more, that's fine with your boy.
This week, Mercedes Moné, in what many would classify as the GOAT, myself included, has locked up another belt in Poland.
I took the one to Poland.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the walk to Poland. She claims 8 belts now. She just had her Rev Pro match this Friday where she won that one. Went to Poland thereafter. Belt collector Moné is worldwide. She out there getting it. She also, I think on her Twitter was said she had got food poisoning from the eggs in London. And said she would never eat eggs again because of what happened in London. And look, from a man who also hates eggs, heard nothing greater.
Hey,
heard nothing greater.
She probably had to run to the loo a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying?
The run to the loo. You want to get some stuff off about Slammiversary?
Yeah, very, very quick shout out to TNA for the show that they had with Slammiversary. A lot of great graps. Couple surprises. Zilla Fatu popped up. Also in the same vein as TNA, shout out to FKA, formerly known as Jakara Jackson. Now Mara Sade has signed with TNA, Total Nonstop Action. We also got a chance to see the phenomenal one. The phenomenal one.
Hey, Jay.
Styles.
The community.
The community. At Slammiversary. You know what I'm saying? The greatest TNA champion of all time. Let's talk about it. So shout out to TNA for that. A couple more news bits here. We got Elena Black, aka or formerly known as Cara Jade, wrote a little heartfelt letter. She is stepping away from wrestling for the foreseeable future. Jay, how you feel about that, man?
I think it's fine. I think that, like, you know, you've been going for so long that, like, maybe a break and a reset is needed to come up with characters. Not even to come up with characters, just to relax, bro. Like, just ingesting so much fucking wrestling throughout your entire life. You need a moment where you can just sit down and, like, just figure some shit out. She's still mad young to where, like, if she wanted to come back, cool. If not, also cool. She also said that she made so much more money doing the OF than she got paid. And so, like, she's not hurting for money either. So, like, yeah, be young, live your life, go vacation, do all the fun shit, yo. Like, and we'll see you, hopefully, in the future. If not, you know.
She getting paid either way. Yeah.
Exactly. The fuck?
A couple more news bits to hit. WWE has partnered with Fandango to showcase SummerSlam August 2nd and August 3rd. So both night 1 and night 2 in multiple locations around the United States. I, for one, am actually extremely excited about it. I think it's dope. My only fear is who I might end up sitting next to.
There you go. Now we're going to hit it on the head, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. While wrestling coming to the theaters is great and would be dope to, like, you know, like, I'm a huge fan of, like, the movie theaters and movie theater popcorn and all that. So to, like, sit there and watch SummerSlam in the theaters would be fucking fly. However, wrestling fans are unhinged people. They are
unhinged or uncleansed.
A little bit of both. All right. You might. It's hard, bro, because you don't know, like, who you may end up sitting next to. Maybe somebody cool. It may not be somebody cool. You may get the person out here who's just odd. Wrestling fans are just oddball individuals, man. Like, and I don't know if I'm going to surround myself in a closed area with, like, in a movie theater. At a stadium, at the event, different. Completely different. Inside the theater, nah, I don't know, man. I'm very particular about where I sit in the theater too. Like, don't come in my space and, like, in my bubble. Like, I'm not trying to hear somebody boo. Like, I don't even like when people clap in, like, you know, theater. Speaking of which, I went to see Fantastic Four last night and there was some clapping and I was like, Jesus Christ. This also, side tangent, also made me realize they showed the previews for Avatar 2 and my disdain hatred for Avatar still stands to this day.
Damn.
I cannot stand that movie. I don't like it. I hate it, bro, with a passion.
Why?
Like,
why?
I hate Avatar like Kenny hate Drake. All right? I cannot stand that series of a movie. I feel like it's a mockery of, like, indigenous people and black people. You can't put blue paint on niggas with dreads and think it's okay.
You don't like the white man coming to save the blue people?
Hell nah, bro.
Oh. Well,
hell, come and save us, Jake Sully. Nigga, fuck that shit. They got everybody with the, oh my God, it's 4K. Look at the visuals. And I saw that shit and I was like, this is ass, bro. And then to double down, the nigga was about to get beat out by Avengers and dropped it again in theaters because he was afraid to be beat out by the Avengers. That's how you know you got some ass shit, bro. Wait, hold on. Let me re-drop it again. Wait, y'all can't beat the get the fuck out of here. My bad, y'all. Side tangent over with. I just hate Avatar. I cannot stand that movie, bro. I hate it.
Well, I'm on the complete opposite side. I won't say
Of course you.
I won't say I
because
love.
you're a black man with dread. No, of course you saw yourself in that movie. You was like, oh, that look like me. It should have been you. It should have been an African nigga in there. All right.
I don't love it, but I don't dislike it. Like it's cool. Like the first one, I ended up seeing like 4 or 5 times because at the time I worked at the movie theater. So and you can get people in with you. So that's why I saw it as many times as I did. We'll see. We'll see. The water joint was cool. We'll see what happened with this one. But I mean, you didn't hit all the elements, right? Land, water, fire. They had the sky people. I think we good. I think this should be closing it out. But yeah, that's that on that. So to your point about the movie theater and sitting next to people, Hero and I are going to night 1 because that is the best night. We'll talk about that later. But hopefully, fingers crossed, people come in the theater and they smelling all right. That's all I care about at this point. Because I hadn't already purchased the tickets. So I'm just praying to God.
What's funny is that, like, let's say hypothetically, right? Like, when I was looking at theater tickets yesterday, I saw this shit. Y'all purchase your tickets, and somebody purchased a ticket directly next to you while there's available seats. What do you do?
Do they stink?
We don't know. They just in your space.
So I'm a movie goer. It does bother me because we just went and saw Superman. Me and Jess just went and saw Superman, and I looked over. I said, and I was checking because you can still check online to see what seats are bought. Mm-hmm. Up until the time that the movie started, right as like the last preview hit, I seen somebody bought the seat next to me, and I showed her the phone. I looked. I said, I just pray to God that this dude is not like coughing or like stinking or something.
Oh God!
Sure enough, buddy came in, and it was a little pungent. You know what I'm saying? A little mildewy, and buddy like sniffled and sneezed like twice. I had put my hoodie up and closed that motherfucker, so only my eyes.
I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I got to get up and go. I promise you, I'm leaving. And no, bro. You sat next to me. You smell like mildew. I can't eat my popcorn peacefully. I'm up. As a matter of fact, I might leave and go to another theater inside the movie. I won't leave entirely. I'll just pop into another one. Fuck that.
Generally, if it was me by myself, I would do that. we already bought the big ass popcorn bucket, bought the 2 cups, bought the tickets. Spending like $75 on tickets with popcorn. Yeah. And at that point, we already sitting down, so I just toughed it out. She couldn't smell it, so I was like, I'll just tough it out. Pulled the hoodie up, pulled that motherfucker down, and just watched the movie. It is what it was.
I did go and see Superman, and I saw it in like the IMAX, right? But like it's the IMAX digital. And while that was an experience, I don't know if it was worth the extra money until I go and see it in the actual IMAX like theater, like where the screens and shit are actually meant for like IMAX. Digital IMAX, probably not worth the money. But I heard they had a theater in Seattle that was like pretty fucking IMAXed out. I'm gonna go check that shit out at some point.
I'm not driving 3.5 hours up to Seattle.
No. I would have to be in the area.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I got a couple more on the news cycle. WWE trademarks Super Brawl. What do you think that's going to turn into? PLE. They're going to push it down to NXT. What do you think?
Here's my best case scenario. This is an NXT like PLE, okay, which I'm fine with. Mm-hmm. Right. Worst case scenario is that this is a hybrid WWE and UFC show. Where
no,
may...
I didn't even think about that. That wasn't even on my purview. Oh my God. Okay.
Worst case, it's a hybrid show of a WWE and UFC show. We saw that, like, I think for the Canelo fight, like people were posting biggest fight ever. Check us out, XYZ from like wrestling accounts, which was kind of weird to me, but I get it. Y'all work for the same company. So hopefully it's just an NXT show and not, first half of the card is Randy Orton versus, Drew McIntyre, and the back half of the card is some UFC fights. Because eventually it's going to happen. If you don't think there's going to be a UFC fight happening either in Mania or around Mania, you are highly mistaken.
I got nothing. I'm not gonna speak on it because I don't even want to broach the subject, and they make it real. So, and
You know they be tapped in too.
you know they already listened to the podcast.
They tapped in.
Nigga done lost his name and
Uh,
shit.
this next one about to be gone too. You about to next week.
Somebody
The
gonna be
Prophet Logan Paul.
oh my god! I'm suing. I'll sue.
I'm suing. We saw that Netflix is WWE's in Netflix's top 10 for 6 consecutive months.
6 straight months.
Yeah, it's look, the Netflix thing is solid. I do prefer that over what I had before, which is like YouTube TV and like going back and forth and whatnot. I let off some tips and tricks in the group chat for y'all, so y'all can like tap in like your boy. But there's like it's so much of a easier and streamlined process, especially when it comes to like rewinding or like skipping through. Like it just makes it way more of like easier thing than how I was watching before. As far as like overall product, I still think that like that second week shit was fucking booming.
Mm-hmm.
It has leveled out a little bit, but it's still been like watchable.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't hit Smackdown levels, so respectfully, it's still watchable, and I enjoy the Raw on Netflix and whatnot. So yeah, I'm chilling. I ain't got nothing crazy to say about them.
Transparently, Raw was the only reason I even came back to Netflix. So
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I left Netflix I think I was going from Netflix for over 4 years. So like post pandemic, I was out. Gucci, I'm not paying this. And now I'm back. So as long as WWE there, y'all gonna get some of DT's money. That just is what it is.
That's fair. You want to talk about these hand injuries?
Yeah, let's let's just get Goldberg out the way. Bill, this is exactly why last week I said, just take what you can get, and you're blessed to have had the match. You got hurt during training. You got hurt and broke your hand in the match, and you're complaining about how the match went. Just you got to go out on your own sword and shield. That's all I got for Bill Goldberg. Bianca has reported that her hand is still hurting. While the bones have healed, the joint itself hasn't. She can't really bend her finger the way that she needs to, which I think I talked about on last pod as well. You saw when she came out and they announced her as a special guest referee. She kept her hand close to her chest so fans wouldn't touch it, wouldn't hit it. Obviously, it was still in the finger splint. So we'll see what happens then. But a lot of Bianca's wrestling ability and her style is built around her power and her ability to be able to pick up girls, military press, that suplex hold she had Io Sky in when they were here. She walked up the stairs, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? KOD, like anything she does in the ring, she's going to need her hand. So hopefully she's able to figure it out so that she can get some more flexibility and dexterity in her fingers and come back strong and show Jade and Naomi what it's really about. You know what I'm saying? Get back in that triple threat with Io and Rhea.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where the story for Bianca goes. Because Naomi has a championship. Potentially Jade may also have a championship. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah. Spinning out of this, we are a wrestling podcast, and it would be, we'd be remiss if we did not touch on the fact that
I just want to remind people as they're listening, this is a black wrestling podcast. Just a quick reminder.
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah. This week we found out that Hulk Hogan passed away. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to lead off with love. But where this conversation may be uncomfortable for some people, and that's okay. Sometimes uncomfortability is what you need, but it's also there's some facts that may, change your outlook of some shit, or hopefully change your outlook of some shit. Starting off with, Hulk Hogan is no doubt about it, the most iconic and influential wrestler in pro wrestling history. There's no doubt about that at all. He has multiple accolades. It spans decades. He's been a legend in different promotions and whatnot between WWF, WWE, WCW. He's a 6-time, WWF, WWE World Champion, 2-time Royal Rumble winner, 6-time WCW champion. He helped turn WCW into one of the top promotions during the Monday Night Wars. He was the leader of one of the greatest and most iconic factions in pro wrestling history with the NWO. The Hulkamania era from 84 to 93 was huge. That definitely revolutionized pro wrestling. The body slam moment with Andre the Giant, huge moment in wrestling. He main evented 8 WrestleManias. Only wrestled a headline WrestleMania 3 times in a row. He's won multiple Wrestlers of the Years. Like, he is that guy in the field of pro wrestling. Hulk Hogan, the character, was undoubtedly one of the most popular, if not the most popular wrestler in the entire world. That being said,
to add to that,
go ahead.
Just to add to that real quickly, a lot of people talk about Mount Rushmore wrestlers, Hogan, Ric Flair, Stone Cold, and then they kind of make the 4th spot interchangeable. It can be argued, or actually I don't think it's argued, but he would be the base of that mountain. He would be what wrestling, he would be the shoulders that wrestling stood on. So I'll give him his kudos for that. And one last thing, he does have the 3rd longest title reign in the history of wrestling. So I think that's part of the reason why Roman didn't get to continue his title reign. He was inching close.
Yeah, we're just gonna dive in. The man also was a bona fide racist. He was very problematic all the way up until his last days on the planet. It just didn't start. Man, fuck, this is tough. But the realness of the situation is that there's moments where he looked out for himself. Right? We find out that wrestlers wanted to unionize at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wrestlers wanted to unionize and get paid and take care of themselves. In the long run, he ends up undercutting Jesse Ventura, your Saturday Night Main Event host, that Jesse Ventura, for being a little proactive in the unionization of pro wrestling. And the thing is, like, that could have changed the landscape a lot. We saw a lot of these legends that post WWE, WWF weren't unable to live healthy lives, right? There's no money coming in. There's no retirement fund. There's no medical. We're seeing them rely on booking. We see some of them homeless. Like, it was just a grimy state. And had a Hulk Hogan led union happen, it would have changed the landscape forever. We're in 2025 and wrestlers still are not unionized and they are independent contractors. And we're sitting here debating on wrestlers' worth and whatnot based off of what the internet tells us. And it should have just been a no-brainer of like, yeah, wrestlers get paid this, they get retirement, XYZ. I think he also refused to work certain wrestlers, Brett, HBK, Macho Man. He had extreme creative control of WCW, refusing to lose clean, avoiding opponents, controlling how angles ended. I believe at some point somebody laid down the ring for him, so there was moments where it just did not work creatively either. But that's small potatoes compared to the bigger issue at hand, which is, once again, I mentioned before that he is a racist, and we have multiple segments on him of him just doing the most disgusting shit possible. 2008, while his son was serving a sentence, he's on the phone talking to his son about, his son was serving a sentence for somebody who's been paralyzed. Like, he got in a car accident, person's paralyzed. While he's on the phone talking to his son in jail, he's like, he talks about God and reincarnation. And he says, I just hope someday we don't come back as a as a black couple, as black guys, right? And so to start there, it's like your son's in jail. He just, paralyzed somebody, and your first thought to tell him is, I hope that in the next life we don't come back as black people. Do you understand how vehemently like racist you would have to be to where like there's so much turmoil going on in your life currently? Your son's in prison, and your first thought was, hey man, I just hope we don't come back black.
Damn, I hope we don't come back as niggas.
Like, do you understand how crazy that shit is, bro? Mm-hmm. Like, that's fucking insane. 2015. This is the one maybe you don't know. He gets caught. He gets caught in a leaked audio clip, saying that he doesn't have double standards. I mean, I'm racist to a point, effing N words. But then when it comes to, nice people and shit or whatever, but Hogan says in the video, according to, the blog at the time, he's disappointed that, his daughter, Brooke, who was, in the music industry doing her thing, popping and whatnot, is sleeping with the son of a man who's like funding her albums and whatnot. He says, I mean, if she's going to fuck some N-word, I'd rather her marry the eighth.
Wait. For the gravity of this situation, if you don't want to say the words, I will read the quote flat out for you.
Go for it.
All right. So people can understand. I mean, I'd rather if she was going to fuck some nigger, I'd rather her marry an 8-foot tall nigger worth $100 million, like a basketball player. I guess we're all a little racist. Fucking nigger. That is a direct quote from Terry Bollea, caught on audio.
And the sick part, right, is that the tape was leaked. He sued the company. It was awarded $140 million. That leaked tape showed it didn't hurt him, bro. He got 140 M's. I think at that time, I take that back. He got fired from WWE, right, in 2015. But then came back in 2018. Right, they hired him back in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back in the locker room. He said, hey, or according to the superstars in the locker room at the time, the apology was focused more on getting caught on camera rather than any true like remorse for what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Any true like growth in just being apologetic of like, hey, that was some fucked up shit that I said. I should not have like said that. Instead, he's paraded around, right? We see Hulkamaniacs and Hulk Hogan from 2018 until 2025, if I'm not mistaken. He was making appearances until his final appearance this year in January, in the Monday Night Raw in Los Angeles, where he was booed out the building, right? But let's not get it twisted. He wasn't booed out the building because of heat and a character.
Nope.
No, he's booed out the building for his right-wing Republican views, MAGA comments of the RNC that happened, the MAGA power shirts and all this propaganda shit that he's like was spewing and being extremely divisive in a city that's already like, nah, bro. Like we not on that.
Not to mention his comments about the leg drop on Kamala, body slamming her, etc.
Yep.
Yeah.
My issue with what's going on with Hulk Hogan is that this week's episode of Smackdown, they ran 8 different Hulk Hogan montages between socials, TV, right? 8 different ones immediately. We did not get, one BHM, no Juneteenth. There's no Pride Month. There's no Asian history or heritage.
Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. There's nothing there. And so as a black consumer of said product am I supposed to feel about being seen, respected, or worthwhile fan of this company that seems to not give a damn about, the aftermath or benefits of, or not benefits, but the aftermath of racism in the WWE, right? Like, if y'all bring Hulk Hogan back, y'all clearly don't give a damn about, what's going on with the black consumer or your fan or audience. But yet we'll sit here and portray 2 Chainz and Michael Cole will say, "Oh, that's Lil Baby over there. I love Lil Baby." Well, we'll go crazy in Atlanta, but we don't go crazy about the average fan. That's how it's a threshold between like the ones who rich and got money and like you can benefit from their popularity versus the ones that you can't. The ones who just are just regular individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So, in closing, I'll say no amount of accomplishment can erase the racism. Not enough good vibes, not enough T-shirt rips in the world to remove the I'm a racist tag. It just doesn't exist, bro. He was not quote unquote complicated. He was a racist. He looked out for himself. He never learned from the outrage. Rather, he leaned into it, feeling more of his ego and bigotry. And that's just that.
What was this now? Thursday morning. TMZ puts out the reports about Hulk Hogan passing, and I would say within the first 8 minutes, I got a few text messages. I went on Twitter, and there was an uprising, and I won't even say an uprising. There was a lot of people who were quote unquote celebrating. And then there were people that were mad that specifically black people were celebrating that this happened. Now, I personally don't necessarily celebrate death. Death is permanent. It's something you can't come back from, as far as we know. However, in saying that, my first reaction was one less bigot in the world. For my mom to text me at 9:15 and was like, Hulk Hogan is dead. I responded with the video of Dwayne Wade. I'm not going to say what the video says, but there's a viral video of Dwayne Wade in response to a Kevin Garnett interview. And she said, "Wow, really?" And I said, "Yes. He was a bigoted, racist piece of shit. Fuck him. He can rest in peace." And the P, I'm sorry, I said, so he can RIP, and the P ain't for peace. Then I immediately apologized to her, not because of my feelings, but because she had to read that and hear her son talk like that.
Right.
But
right.
That's it. I'll give you some backstory. So a lot of people in the wrestling community, previous wrestlers, etc., from the old guard generation, view some of the celebration or ease in which people are moving on from, specifically black people, are moving on from Hulk Hogan's passing as disrespectful, rude, incendiary, wrong place, wrong time. How could you think this, etc.? My response to that would be, imagine a person that had this image, a character that had this image on television that seemingly was fighting for everyone, which we'll go over some of the lyrics briefly, but was fighting for everyone, got merch. I had the NWO Hulk plush toy, the one that you could wrestle with and bend.
The wrestling buddy.
Yeah,
yes,
and
bro.
you would twist his arm and he would talk and his voice would come out.
Yes.
For that kid, for that version of DT who's 8, 9, 10 years old, to in 2015, 2018, find out that the person behind the character felt this way about people that looked like me, it shatters kind of the veil of reality and kayfabe, where it's like, damn, the person that I rocked with as a kid wouldn't even pour water on me or piss on me to put a fire out if I was on fire. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can make those comments and have that be the verbiage and the lens in which you view people through, and then in the same token, have song lyrics that read from Rick Derringer as your theme as the following: I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. And fight for what's right. Fight for your life. I'm not even going to go into the next couple of bars of it, talking about fighting for pride, etc. You don't get to pick and choose, one, how people react to how you showed up for them. So those who feel emboldened to praise Hulk Hogan, thank him for the house, thank him for building wrestling's popularity, etc. Great. That's how you know him. That's your POV of him. Cool. For the people who had their hearts broken, their childhoods potentially destroyed based on that, you don't get to tell those people how to feel about finding out that someone they potentially in the same ilk as you looked up to, this person doesn't give a damn about them and their existence. And what people fail to realize, people talk about, oh, well, he worked with this person, or he did this, or look at the show he put on for The Rock. There's an intersection where money, race, and proximity come together. And if you are getting money with somebody, you can look past your own plight, because you're getting paid off of that moment in time that you have with them. It happens all the time. It happens throughout history. It'll continue to happen. So to utilize proximity in a way where, oh, well, he can't be racist because of this and this. The words that came out of his mouth, his actions, and then his inability to acknowledge them and apologize in a way that he needed to, shows you that he don't give a fuck about nobody but the people that he chooses to care about. And if you are black, you do not fall in that category. You did not fall in that category. Telling black wrestlers, oh, cameras, brother, don't get caught on camera.
Like what?
So, because we people are generally forgiving if you atone for your sins or atone for the wrongdoings, and you acknowledge them. Hey, I was fucked up in doing this. I shouldn't have said that. I was wrong. There's no place for that. But you didn't say that. You didn't say I was fucked up. You didn't say I was wrong. You didn't say I shouldn't have been saying that, whatever the case. You said, damn, don't get caught on camera, or don't get caught being recorded saying some shit that you don't want people to know about you. So,
and
yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. And even when he did say, oh, I apologize for what I said some crazy things, you didn't believe in it. You didn't back that with action, bro. You went out there and did the same shit all over again. You did it just to save face, so you can get back in the public eye of good graces and whatnot. And to double back on your point about, proximity and, money changes everything, is that he was like, oh, he worked The Rock. Rock was the biggest superstar in WWE, WWF. Mm-hmm. If Rock was on the bottom of the totem pole, he's not doing this match with The Rock to big up The Rock, to put The Rock over. No.
And
Rock was,
and with that, he knew The Rock from when he was a kid, because him and his dad got money together. And The Rock grew up in the business. It's all proximity.
Yeah. He's one of the good ones.
Yeah.
I know him.
Oh, that's my favorite line. I love that. Oh, you're one of the good ones. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can,
even with that phrase, is something that he also doubled down on in the conversation about, oh, get one of the 8 feet tall ones. Get one of the good ones. Get one of the 6'11" power forwards. Why do the...
Yeah. If you're going to date black, at least date elite black.
The fuck does that mean?
You can...
And you want the people out there criticizing black people for reacting this way, you want us to not feel some type of way about that? Like, what are we talking about?
You're
Like,
unless I can do something for you, you're essentially saying my life has no meaning and I'm subhuman. And that's
exactly.
that's literally what racism was built upon. Was that there's no it's not complicated. It's sure Hulk Hogan image built wrestling. Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan built wrestling to what it is. Check. Terry Bollea, piece of shit racist. It's not complicated.
It had multiple times of like, we're gonna bring him back. Y'all forgot. We're gonna bring him back. Y'all forgot because you know that the majority of your crowd does not give a damn about him being racist.
They don't. So that's it with that. You pretty much hit the nail on the head earlier with the things you want to address, but I just wanted to add that like it's not a complicated situation. So if you're hearing wrestlers or people from the old guard say, "Oh, it's complicated and we should be celebrating him and thanking him," yeah, you should be celebrating him and thanking him if your version of Hulk Hogan or Terry was that. Do what you do, but the rest of that, you don't get to dictate how some responds to someone that hurt them. You just don't, or how they showed up for them, or the lack of them showing up. Like either way, you don't get to control that. So for the Bully Rays and everybody else that's mad that people are responding in the way that they're responding, be mad. And like you said, take care, brush your hair. Fuck you.
My black is not a complication.
I don't get to turn it off. I'll wake up, same skin. Walk out, same skin. Go home, same skin. Live this shit every day.
The fuck?
So
it is what it is, yo. It's a tough conversation, but sometimes tough conversations need to be had. It wasn't even tough. It's just real.
Yeah.
It's just facts, bro. Like, to the people who listened and felt some type of way, I apologize for the way you feeling, but sometimes you got to hear the shit, yo. Like,
yeah, no, I'm not apologizing.
And you should have known coming here. Like, if you ain't here for this long, you know what it is, yo.
Yeah. And my last thing on proximity, because it ties in, is you can be married, live, have kids with someone of a different race, and be racist.
Yeah.
Just because that one person is, again, proximity. Same thing. Oh, I didn't expect you to be this way. Oh, you're well spoken. Oh, we have a lot in common. What are the things that we have in common? You know what I'm saying?
That model minority bullshit is like, it's fucking crazy, bro.
It's a real thing. So
it's fucking insane. All right.
Let's get ready to transition.
Yeah, I wish we had like you know how Joe got like outstanding?
Oh, something to play?
I wish we had something in the middle where we can kind of like break up the tension, you know. Maybe I'll figure something out. I might find something. Let's jump into Raw.
Let's do it.
Let's get into Monday Night Raw for sure. Definitely pause. It kicks off. CM Punk has a promo here. He is addressing Gunther in the 600 plus title reign the IC reign that he had. He says that he's unsure if he's going to beat Gunther, but he's going to go out there and give it everything that he got, right? Because he's not just any other wrestler, you know. He's CM Punk. Gunther enters, acknowledges that CM Punk says that he is the best. He acknowledged CM Punk and that he's not any other wrestler or any other challenger. That Gunther himself is the best wrestler in the world, which he's definitely my top 5. Gunther is, when Gunther cooking and not doing Pat McAfee and Goldberg, you ain't seen nothing like it.
He can wrestle anybody, any promotion, anywhere, anytime, any era. You can drop him. He's LeBron James. You can put him in any era and he can play.
Yeah. And it would be interesting to see how like you age, like, right? Because Gunther's still relatively young. So to see him in like the tail end because I wanted to give him the credit of like, and it's not gonna sound crazy because people who know, but like Jericho, right? Jericho is one of those ones where you could drop him anywhere and he was gonna get busy. Granted, Jericho now is Jericho now, but he is one of those wrestlers that just plug and play any era. Like you're gonna get something great. Any division, any luchador, anybody, you're gonna get something out of Jericho. Gunther's in that same vein. This is practically setting up, Gunther versus Punk at SummerSlam. We have our predictions coming on later on in the episode and whatnot, so I won't dive too deep into who I want to see win. So I'll ask this question of, do we get a cash in? Right now, Seth is out, right? Seth is out. Heyman emphasizes it later on in the show. And the easy answer that if Seth was healthy, would be like, yeah, okay, cash is coming. I guess my lead up question in all this is that is there a world where Seth cashes in on Cody instead?
You're assuming that Cody gets the belt. So that's the first thing.
True.
You are assuming that Cody is going to end up getting the belt. And he very well might. It's just like I'd probably say 70-80%. But cashing in on Cody, what relevance does that have for Seth? And the reason I ask that is because cashing in on, let's just say, a Punk or whoever gets the belt, a Sammy. Like, Hero already has a theory that Sammy's going to win the Royal Rumble. And Seth has until, a full calendar year to cash in? He could very well try to cash in at WrestleMania again after Sammy. True. And that can bring back their story that they had from a few months ago. So, man, cashing in at WrestleMania twice and winning twice? That would be that'd be a crazy look for Seth. That'd be some He wouldn't. That would be OD. They wouldn't do that, right? Right?
That'd be OD. Yeah, I don't know. Like, in granted, people, Seth is still, as they say, injured, but in wrestling, you just never fucking know. But we shall see. I was thinking about that because, like, just how we didn't predict Naomi's cash in. Like, what if the swerve is you expect Seth to end CM Punk if CM Punk beats Gunther, and Seth just completely swerves and takes out Cody instead? Because there is history there. Seth was there to help you get your first one.
Yeah. If I'm Seth though, and I see that CM Punk has the belt, I'm not letting that shit slide.
Your belt?
I'm not letting that shit slide. I was the inaugural champ. I was the one who built this shit brick by brick, and I'll be damned if I let you tear it down because you don't like the way another nigga dress.
Another nigga talk. For sure.
Yeah, no. If I'm Seth Rollins, and that motherfucker has the belt, oh nah. We
I don't know if you can live with that.
Nah, I can't. Not all the things that he said. Blame it on Roman that he's even in the title shot or in the WrestleMania Night 2 main event. Telling multiple people, don't let this motherfucker back in. You think you can just waltz in here and act like you? Yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I hope Seth is 100% healthy by the time this happens, because that's something I want to see.
And that's also assuming that Punk beats Gunther.
Well, here's the thing: is at some point you have to pull the trigger on Punk, because now you're coming up on year 2 of him being in the company. And he has yet to have any belt, any gold. All of his shit has been personal beefs and making money, which is cool. The good thing about Gunther, this is going to sound crazy, but the good thing about Gunther is you can put the belt on him at any time. He can beat anybody at any time for the belt. but he can't lose to everybody or just anybody to lose the belt. Losing to Jay off of the quote unquote fluke rear naked choke, cool, right? Because there was a little story there. Losing to Punk makes sense because of CM Punk, and this is what people want to see.
Right.
And Gunther can get the belt back later, or he can go on vacation, disappear again, and get the belt back later, whatever the case. But at some point, you have to put the strap. Pause. You have to put the strap on CM Punk for merch reasons, for money reasons, for storyline reasons. Yeah, you got Seth. You got Paul Heyman with Seth. Seth is going to want that belt. You got Roman, who you could put him in that space for a little bit, but I mean, anyway, yeah, he talked shit about the belt the first time they made it. You got Randy and Punk that could get ran. There's different. It makes sense for me in my mind for CM Punk to beat Gunther.
Do you do it at SummerSlam, or do you allow Punk to have his Mania moment? Because he still hasn't had that one.
No, he can. I would have him win at SummerSlam, because you don't know how many times you can put him out there in a match, and just transparently speaking, he doesn't get hurt or something doesn't go wrong.
Right, he remains healthy.
Yeah, he's a lot older, right, than he used to be. You want to maximize his time. His first year, he missed 6-7 months with maybe 9 months with the tricep. So it's like you had to bring him back, make sure he was in good shape. You had storylines with Drew because you already had these other storylines going because he lost. So let's not waste any time. I think he goes over at SummerSlam, and then he can immediately turn his eyes to his next opponent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't waste, especially if he makes it through this match on this big stage, I wouldn't waste that. Again, Gunther can get the belt at any time, and he can't just lose to anybody. So,
and at some point, I want to see Gunther as like WWE champion. Like I want to see that belt on Gunther. Right?
On SmackDown?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I think there's a timeline where we see Gunther as like the Rumble winner, right? And like, he's dictating that. Like, what does that look like? We've seen Gunther in this version of him for a while now. We saw variations of it during the IC run, variations of it when his first title run, and now the second title run. It's kind of like we need new character like depth for Gunther, right? I think the last time we got something crazy was Priest, where he was like using the weapons and everything, like he was changing who he was. So like, we need something new for Gunther in that aspect. So who's to say that, like, you know, Gunther goes to SmackDown, just wrecks fucking havoc, right? I think at some point you got to run Cody versus Gunther again, right? So like, they did was it Saudi?
For the crown jewel belt, the fake belt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So yeah, we'll see. I'm paying attention to how and what they do with Gunther, whether or not he wins or loses with Punk. I'm interested to see where the character goes. Speaking of SummerSlam, we get a promo with Becky and Lyra, which sets up the end of their trilogy, quote unquote, at SummerSlam. But the stipulation is that if Lyra loses, she'll never get to challenge Becky for the title again. And then Lyra's stipulation is that it's no count out, no DQ. They got to be a winner, right? So it looks like SummerSlam is going to be 1v1, no DQ match.
You know what that means.
The shenanigans. Always shenanigans, which is going to be my question here, is that Bayley's not on the card currently.
Correct.
There's no way that Bayley's not a part of SummerSlam in any shape or way, right? So if Bayley, and this is me speculating, I don't know anything, people. This is just me, just being me and being fan. If Bayley makes it to where Lyra doesn't win this belt, right? We saw that earlier in the year with Van Fleet. Bailey was talking about she has like a year like left on her current contract right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a timeline where we get career versus career match? Right. I think the last one we saw was Roman and Daniel. Like, would that be enough to where? Is it possible to see that between Lyra and Bailey? With the ultimate put somebody over is, oh, you ended my career in this place.
Well, that depends on, you're assuming that she wants to go somewhere else.
Hypothetically, this is all hypothetical, people.
But what I will say is this: I think this is going to sound like I'm putting a lot of faith in these guys. I believe that they know what they have in Bailey. I think the problem is that they haven't created the proper storylines. Like the Damage Control storyline was fire. Like then you figure out that she could speak Japanese, and she heard all the shit that they were saying, and the kabuki, like that shit was fire. So, and then she went on her face run, but since being a face, she hasn't had a real storyline except for this one. So if I'm writing it, obviously we just said shenanigans. I have Bailey helping put Lyra over to get the belt off of Becky, and then her being like, I helped you win. You didn't help me win the tag team belts. I helped you win and get your belt back. I want my match back. And in that match, Bailey turns heel on Lyra and gets the belt from Lyra. Because Lyra.
What if it's the other way? What if it's Lyra that turns heel?
That could happen. I don't have a problem with that. Like we talked about a couple episodes ago, she has the moveset for it. She has the submissions and all that. But if she does that, if she turns heel, she would keep the belt. You don't turn heel and lose the belt. She would lose the belt as a face and then turn heel and then be chasing Bailey. So my thing is for Bailey to get the belt off of her, Bailey gonna have to go to a place. She got to stop being friendly. Bailey got to go to a place, take Lyra out, like take her out, kayfabe wise, and get her out of there. Lyra's gone for a couple of months. Lyra comes back, surprise attack, yada yada, and then that picks back up. But and then you can have the whole Becky, Bailey, I'm the man. You couldn't beat me. I'm numero uno for the 4 horsewomen. Like you have that storyline that could progress from Survivor Series on through, or whatever the case is, right? So, so that for me, that's what I would book if I was the one writing it. That's what I would book.
Okay, I see it. I think like we're on the same page. I just think that like in your story, it's Bailey turning heel. In my story, it's Lyra. But then also by Lyra turning heel, you kind of disrupt the progression that she's got with the woos and everybody loving her character and whatnot. You don't want to do that because it was very difficult for Lyra to get to the point of where she's at now, where people are now associating the woos and not calling the bird lady and shit like that. You don't want to kill her momentum by her turning heel prematurely. So it might work out the way you have planned it.
Yeah.
We get a Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn match. They've been running this one for a couple weeks now. Your boy is
TikTok
TV time. TikTok TV time, merch time.
Yeah.
Merch is going up the whole 9. How we feeling about Karrion Kross?
I'm happy for him. This just shows like the power of the fans. We've talked about this before. But this match for me, this next one at SummerSlam, in my mind, they have to, the payoff has to be, it needs to be a more violent match. It needs to be a more violent match. Did he win this week? Because I know for sure he obviously lost the.
He
they
won
cheated to win with the pipe.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Because it's 1-1, and this would technically be like considered the rubber match. this match to me needs to pay off with some violence. Now, there's no stipulation on it as I've seen at this point, but there needs to be some sort of violence that kind of takes this match over, that allows people to dive into the story a little more. I think it's something for Sammy to do. It's something for Sammy to do as he inches his way towards Royal Rumble. And it's a way for WWE to be like, hey, look, here, we heard you. We gave Cross a run. You guys are buying this merch. You're chanting for him when you really shouldn't be chanting for him. Like, we're giving you what you want. So I'm excited that he's got the opportunity to showcase it on. This is his second PLE out of his 3 matches he's had. So that's pretty fire. Or 4 matches. He's had 4 matches this year. One against AJ Styles, and then obviously Night of Champions, and then this past Monday, and then now SummerSlam. So I'm excited for him, but I do think the payoff needs to be a little Crimson Mask.
Now, you want the payoff to be big.
Yep.
And speaking of payoffs, there's no contract yet for Cross. It's 1-1. What do we like? Is this a go home kind of like moment for Karrion Kross? Like normally we would know that, like, okay, hey, somebody re-signed you, right? Like the news would be out relatively soon, but his contract I think ends in August, and there's still no sign of anything yet. Do you think this is a match where like, okay, we'll see how like the people react to this, and then we'll re-sign you, like, or did he decline? We don't know anything, by the way. Once again, people, all speculation. We know shit.
Yep.
But it would seem like a very odd investment to put somebody on SummerSlam without like having a full like contract like ready to go,
or to give him. He now has 3 shirts. He has 3 shirts. So the wanted bad guys, and then I think there's like another Devil You Know versus Devil You Don't, plus obviously the puppeteer.
The puppet.
So if you're asking me, I think there might be. I don't know. Again, we don't know. We're just speculating. If I'm Karrion Kross, I can look at it from 2 ways. If I'm WWE, I'm trying to see how long this fire lasts with the fans, because probably to bookers, producers, management, etc., this kind of came out of nowhere. But you also at the same time can't say that, because you're asking people to pay attention weekly. And for the past 2 years, he's been in the background fucking with people. So it's like, you need to pay that off too at some point, and he needs to continue. His character needs to continue with that ideal or like arc of he's the one behind the scenes type shit. So that's the WWE version. If I'm Cross, I'm like, okay, how do I get it in my contract that after this SummerSlam, you guys continue to showcase me so that I can continue to build on this? Because what's the point of us doing all of this for the 6 months? I sign a new contract and then I'm immediately dropped back down.
Yeah, it fizzles out.
And you guys aren't like, I created all this momentum and buzz on my own. I need you now to hold up your end of the bargain. Yes, you're putting me on the match card. That's great. But also I need a little more, right? If you're going to give me 5-10 minutes on a show, I need my 5 to 10 minutes to be something that is storyline driven, that is worthy of me continuing to show up on regular programming. So if I'm him and I'm in the contract situation, that might be what my hang up is. How do I guarantee that? And maybe it's less about the money and more about the visibility. And maybe I do a shorter contract, 2 years, maybe a little lower pay, but I get more exposure. I get more merch, so I can make my money up that way. And then as we progress to the third contract or whatever contract that would be after this one, then we can do a quote unquote normal deal or a regulated deal based on the analytics and what I showed improved over these last couple of years. So that's my thought process.
No, that makes sense. Switching into the last match of the show, not the last moment, but the last match. Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer. Now, I've been talking about this match forever.
Mm-hmm.
This has been one of the matches that I've been looking forward to forever.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why the first time I get to this match, I fast forward to the end to make sure there's no shenanigans.
Why would you do that?
Because I wasn't gonna watch this match, have my fucking hopes up, and we get there, and what I thought was gonna happen happens. Now, it didn't kill like the entire match because, like, you know, I did have fun and I enjoyed like the graphs that they had.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got to the moment, because it ends with like, you know, Secret Service comes out and like interferes with the match. Chelsea Green, Piper, Alba Fire. But then we see Naomi, and then we see Rhea, and it just got hella convoluted for no fucking reason. And that's why I went to the end, because if I got to this point where it's like it was a 1v1, and there was a pinfall, I'm gonna see how this fucking happens. I'm gonna see the investment. Like, what? How the fuck did we get to this 1, 2, 3? But knowing typical WWE style, this is just more setup for another setup for another setup. You sign to one nigga, you sign to another nigga, you sign to 3 niggas. Now that's just bad luck. So I didn't want to be played a fool. Lo and behold, we also get next week that it's like a 4-way, I believe, 4-way tag with Naomi and Hervis versus Vaquer, Io, Rhea, and I think there's one more in there. Or maybe it's a 3v3. I don't know. But lines are being blurred here. And I wasn't a fan of that.
Well, this is how you give people a dream match and then protect both stars.
Fuck that shit.
You absolutely have to do this.
I understand you have to.
You have to, because Io is fucking
ain't eating the pin.
Io is out of here. And if she's not getting pinned by Rhea, like, Vaquer, you're fire, bro, but you just got here, so there's no way.
But there's nothing wrong with Vaquer eating the pin. Then if Io is out of here,
hold on, you gotta let me finish. We are setting up. We just had Vaquer go through 30 women. We are trying to build Clash at Paris, where more likely than not, she is going to take the belt off of Tiffany Stratton.
I like how you did that.
We gotta make this match. We gotta make her look strong too. We can't have her taking no L's. She's coming out with the horns.
I hate that shit so much, bro.
People love her. We got to keep her momentum up. So in order to do that, we're gonna have 6 ladies that's gonna be involved next week. Get in there and give us a quote unquote reason to get to this tag match, to where, hey, both Io and Vaquer once again don't take a pin. Don't expect, they might get covered for 1-2, but both of them are not getting pinned again. Secret Hervis is gonna eat that pin because they can eat that pin because that's part of their gimmick, and we're gonna be Gucci.
But you know how you keep momentum? You book it.
Okay, and that's what we doing. We letting y'all see her more.
No. If she lost, you just book it next week. We're like, okay, yeah, I lost against Io. She is a champion, but I won't lose to anybody else ever again, right? And that still maintains that, yeah, she lost to Io, who was a former champion, and now she knows what it takes to be a former champion, so that be a champion and compete at that level. So you go and face Tiffany, and you show that you're ready to be that champion,
bro. How long did Penta wrestle before he lost? He went 3 months. I don't think he lost until after WrestleMania.
So wait. First off, we're not talking about Cero Miedo. Like that boy's different. All right, he's completely different.
Vaquer's not different.
Not up to Penta. She is nice, but Penta came in, bro. Penta came in, blood gang down in the red on Raw, and people lost it, bro. He got edits immediately. They got smooth operator edits immediately. Like, so I'm not saying there's a different level of popularity, but like for the women and for Vaquer in general, like that wouldn't have hurt. If Penta would have came in and lost to I ain't gonna say no names, but lost to somebody who he wasn't supposed to lose to, it'll look a little different. But if he came in and lost to Cody, it's like, oh, he lost to Cody. That's the champion. Like, that's fine, right? He lost to Roman. That's fine.
Well, listen. At the time in which she was wrestling Io wasn't a champ. Yeah. Okay, put some.
It's
respect.
still Io though. Io can beat Valkyrie, and Valkyrie will be fine.
Bro, listen. I'm protecting my investment. She is not going to lose until storyline time. It is what we need the crowd to react to the Devil's Kiss the same way Booker T reacts to it. We need to sell merch. We need to sell horns. We need her to have multiple PLE moments. We finally gave her one moment where, not one moment, but we finally gave her a main roster moment where she won the Battle Royale for the women.
True. But does that not bother you to where it's like there's so many people that have been overprotected, right? So we had Penta, we have Punk, we have Valkyrie, we have Julia. Like, so many people are now getting the same treatment of being overprotected without showing why they need to be overprotected.
It doesn't bother me to this point because they're trying to build momentum and interest. Punk, you don't necessarily need it, and Punk has lost a few times already. Punk is Punk. You can, as long as he's healthy, that's the only caveat with Punk. You can put him in any situation and niggas is gonna scream his name regardless of what happens. He could get squashed, I think. Like, I wouldn't be they wouldn't do it, but if it wasn't SummerSlam and it wasn't the second year of Punk, he could have came in and got squashed by Gunther and fans would have still been screaming CM Punk.
No, for sure. That's just Punk.
So he's not necessarily, he's only overprotected for the simple fact that we don't want him wrestling and to fuck up our PLEs and our money making situations. But
Fatu was overprotected.
Nigga, did you see this nigga, bro?
I know. I agree. But he was overprotected too.
Okay. Explain it.
That, bro, no. That nigga was kicking out of finishers, popping up out of finishers like
they had to show you he was real deal. And the reason why
he was no selling, you would have thought he was Jay.
You're not wrong, but you're wrong. You're not wrong, but you are wrong. Like, in theory and thought process, you're not wrong, but the fact that you said it, it's wrong as hell. But they had to do that to build him to where he's at now.
True.
And now he's one of John Cena and Jey Uso. They're the only niggas that come out and they have shirts for whatever city they in. They just used the Cleveland Cavaliers C on his shirt this past weekend.
Yeah.
For the basketball team. It wasn't like they was like Cleveland. It was the Cleveland Cavaliers C.
Yeah. Shout out to Fanatics.
From the basketball team. Every shirt, all gas, no brakes, 5'2", different city. Bro.
Okay. Well, then in that case, it makes sense when you're using the overprotectedness for the motherfuckers who are bringing in the money, the bread. Jey Uso, you want to overprotect? Cool. Fatu, cool. Punk, Cena, cool. Right? Roman, cool. Cody, cool. But the rest of them, y'all ain't proven enough to be overprotected.
Look how many names you listed, though.
It was like 6.
It sounded like 10 names to me.
It was like 6.
Okay.
But still.
Rhea still loses, but
Rhea mad over.
Rhea is at the point where same thing with CM Punk. Anything can happen, and this is my brutality, and people doing what they do.
But like, okay, then like even adding to that list, okay, Rhea overprotected, well, not overprotected, but just booking's very.
She's booked really strong.
Really strong.
Yep.
Bianca booked really strong.
Yep.
Io booked really strong.
This past year, yes, absolutely.
So that doesn't leave room for everybody else to be in that same stratosphere, at the same time, like, so my original point of EO pinning Valkyria, it shouldn't have been an issue. It should have just been like, damn, okay, like that's what it takes.
But they want to get her there.
Yeah, but you can't get there without any reason for you to be up there.
What you mean, nigga? I'm one of the hottest free agents y'all ever signed, nigga. I'm finna turn this shit up.
You're one of the hottest free agents we ever signed. We need to be one of the hottest in the game. We need to see you be one of the hottest.
The same way they look at Jade, one of the hottest free agents they ever signed, and protected for 2 years straight. And we're about to see what happens when she gets on a big stage. And I'm starting to sound like the crowd of niggas that want her to lose, and that's not the case. That's don't.
Right. You start to sound like RG3 and.
All right. That's what you're not gonna do. That's what you're not about to do, bro. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You will finish the rest of this pod by yourself. I promise you. You're not doing that. That's what we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Absolutely not. I can't even believe you would try to put that on my jacket. That's insane.
Oh fuck, that was funny.
Hell.
Oh shit. Yeah. I take it back. That was kind of crazy. There's
no version of me in life through the annals of time that would ever be like that. There's no alternate universe where I would be that nigga. There's no way. It's not happening. It's not.
No, that's crazy. He said, ain't no annals of time where I would be that nigga. That's fucking funny, bro. That's hilarious.
Yeah, the TVA, none of that, nigga. There's none
of that,
not gonna
bro.
See that. Sorry, buddy.
This nigga said, I would rather be reincarnated as a white woman than RG3.
Shit.
Fuck, bro. That's great. Oh, shit. Okay. We're going to wrap up Raw real quick. Tribal Chief, Paul Heyman. They started addressing some shit here. And I should just pass this off to our resident, a resident, like, tribal, chief. Or what do they call you now? You can't be the Oracle. He took that. So you can't be the wise man. He said he called them wise men dumbasses. It's like, who? You are a resident member of the Island of Relevancy. I'll start with what Paul says. Heyman says he doesn't ever want there to seem like there's disrespect, between him and like Roman.
Which is fucking crazy because you just jiggled my nuts at fucking WrestleMania. What do you mean there's no disrespect, nigga? What are you saying, bruh?
He said, but just so you know, just so Roman knows, Seth is going to be out of action for a long time, and that opens up a leadership spot over here, which means that if you think about it, we can fix this. And this I know, like Paul is slimy
as fuck.
Your boy out injured, and you're like, we have a spot open, you can come over here. Like Seth will be out a long time, but when he comes back, I'll do the same thing I did before. But we still got a spot for you. Yeah. He said they could put this back together and look at what look who and what comes along with it, or comes along with him. As he looks at Breaker and Bronson Reed and whatnot. He says Roman knows deep in his heart that they're far better together than opposing each other.
Do you know that? Because I'm about to beat your ass.
Roman enters, right? Paul sits there, throws up his finger, throws up the ones and whatnot. Roman says, years ago he would have said Roman, or said Heyman, ask him to leave with wise words from a wise man. But he's not a wise man anymore. He's a dumbass.
Which got a pop. And the reason why that got a pop was because Roman doesn't cuss on TV.
That makes sense because it sounded awkward to me, but like it was like it was a pop.
Yeah.
He tells him listen up and sit under the learning tree. Writes it down because Heyman's going to do exactly what he did to me to you. He's in reference to Braun Breaker. A few years from now, when you're on the man around here, Paul's going to try to take credit for whatever you do. Same as try to take credit for me in the Tribal Chief. He says he was the greatest champion ever set foot in the ring. Paul had a part in it, but he didn't have every part in it. Part in him keeping the title. He said, nah, that was the Usos. That was Solo Sikoa. That was Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
He lost that title after 4 years, and then Paul told everybody he tucked his tail to do whatever and run away. But no, he went home to raise the future bloodline, right? And I was like, oh, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
I think he got 2 sets of boy twins, which is crazy.
And then by far from here, he gives me like one of the coldest bars from Roman, right? Because he's like, this brings him to family, and that's all the bloodline is family. The dumbass here thought we were another faction, another wrestling group. He can make those, but he couldn't make the bloodline. That's God's work. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's a bar.
Yeah, technically.
That is a bar.
Yeah.
Because you're right. You cannot create another bloodline. You're going to have to find a whole other family of cousins, and they all got to be elite.
And they all got to mass reproduce.
not only mass reproduce, but they got to mass reproduce athletes. Like the shit that they do is unheard of, bro. Like, we know Roman is Roman. The Usos is the Usos. Jacob Fatu out here doing backflips. Like, it just athletes. Solo probably the funniest person in wrestling right now. Easily, easily, bro. We didn't get to talk about it last week, or not like as much, but there was the clip of him like getting put in the cop car.
Yeah.
He's like, Cody, I'm sorry. Punk ass cops. Like, it's like, damn, like the comedic timing that like Solo has, like it's unheard of, bro. Like Solo's really fucking good. All in all, this leads to Roman kind of addressing Braun Breaker a couple times in this promo where he's like, Braun, you need to like step the fuck back. Like,
settle down, son. Settle down.
You're getting a little active, bro. You're getting a little too crazy. Braun cuts a promo, which wasn't the best, but I also think that like it was his first one where I don't think not necessarily he was ready for it, but like you can tell the script changed to where he's going to be the focal point, right?
Yeah.
So like, it was okay.
I think my thing is most people are talking about what he says. I actually didn't care about what he said. I was watching his body language, and if you go back and watch it, when you can tell that if he doesn't believe what he's saying, he's not as confident in it, because when he's saying what he's saying, his hand is shaking. His eyes are like really wide. And I don't know if it was him trying to like make himself look like he's coming off as intense, but even as he was talking, like if you watch the mic, his hand was shaking the whole time. So I think that like probably, and he'll get better, but I think that in the back of his mind, he's like, oh shit, like I'm like, that's fucking Roman Reigns across from me. Like I'm in the top spot. At least for the next 8 months, like I'm in the premier top spot, and I have to compete with this. I don't think he was like, oh shit, like, oh, it's another day at work. I think it's him realizing like right then in that moment, like, oh shit, like I gotta make sure like I'm tapped in, because this is big money up here. And that same shit happened to Roman when fucking John Cena dressed him down fucking 15 years ago or whatever the fuck it was. And he had to revert to cussing to get a pop out of his promo because he wasn't ready at the time. Like, it just happens. Like, you don't know what you're in for until you're in it. Like with Tiffy and Charlotte. Like, that, like when she instantly got pulled up to that Charlotte spot, she had to resort to doing some underhand shit so she could like level the playing field a little bit, because that's fucking Charlotte Flair. So end of the day, Braun Breaker will be fine. Like, we've seen him deliver promos at NXT, we've seen him deliver promos against Jay, Sammy, etc. I think it was just like oh shit, like I'm really in the deep end. Like, it's fucking Paul Heyman over here, it's Roman Reigns over here, it's the last 5 minutes of the show. Like, oh fuck. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. So, he says, I mean, Braun Breaker essentially says, like, I'm the future, you the past.
You the old dog.
I'm the big dog around here. This is my yard type shit, which is funny that they're bringing.
He ain't gonna backstab me because I hold value.
Yeah, it's funny that they're bringing all this back because literally, was it 2 or 3 episodes ago? I was like talking about Roman and the big dog and his yard and shit. So they're kind of starting to bring that shit back again, which makes sense because at the moment he doesn't technically have a tribe, which to Roman's credit, kind of to backtrack a little bit, a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, I won't say a lot of people, but some were like, oh, I didn't really like the promo. I know Hero didn't really like it. He says he's not really, like, he's a face, but it didn't feel like it, etc. I think this version of the tribal chief, someone who is at the top of the top, he can walk into any arena, stadium, blah, 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 and knows that all the attention is pulled to him. And it's his shit. So you can't be so face because you already have a Sammy that's kind of doing that. You already got a Cody that does that. You know, John Cena has done that forever, and he's gonna do that once this little championship run is over. So how do you be a face or a good guy, quote unquote, a tweener, but you still carry the characteristics that brought you up to this point? You still have to you still have to exude confidence. You have to have a little bit of arrogance. You can't be too, I don't want to say demure, but you can't be too docile in certain places. So for me, someone watching him and him saying, Paul Heyman, you didn't make me, the Usos and Sammy made me, like, that's his way of putting them over and saying that it's the same shit that Jordan said when he did the Last Dance. You can't say Michael Jordan without saying Scottie Pippen. He's essentially saying you can't say Tribal Chief Roman Reigns without saying the Usos, without saying Solo, without saying Sammy. Like, yeah, I was a dickhead, but without them, I wouldn't have held that belt as long as I did.
Right.
So that's him acknowledging, quote unquote, that they were just as integral of a part of his 1,400 days or whatever, 300 days, as he himself was in being the performer. Damn, there was something else that he said that I wanted to touch on too. Fuck, it's gone now. But either way, and then him saying, I'm only the tribal chief because they still acknowledge me. That's him saying, I done lost the version of the bloodline that I had. Like, I don't have a grip on this company like that. I don't have the stroke, quote unquote. I'm not the champion. I'm not calling the shots. I'm only still me because all of the fans still throw their ones up when my music pops. They still sing my name. They still say OTC. So that's the only reason.
Still sell this bitch out when I pop up. Like,
we saw the sales from when he wasn't announced to when he was. So I'm only still the tribal chief because of them. That is a face thing to say. I'm only the people's champ because of the people. I'm only the number one guy in this company because they still cheer for me. Like, you've seen that in multiple versions, but in order for this version of Roman to like touch on that and still be as cool and be who he was or what got him to that point, it has to be delivered differently. So that's all I think that was. And I mean, for me, it was fire for him to acknowledge the people that brought him along, like that helped him maintain that status after he got it. So
it sets up because Jey Uso comes out and evens the odds for a 2v2. It sets up the tag team between them two versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed at SummerSlam. I guess the last question to close it out on Raw is that without Seth, what do we do with Roman? You can't carry this that long, right? You can't do Braun Breaker or Roman.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a 1A plan. Respectfully.
Yeah. And I think the reason for that, or that's why you still saw, was it last week, where when Roman came back, he didn't help up CM Punk. There still needs to be that, what's the word? Animosity there, because Roman has to have an opponent.
Right.
He has to have someone to go after, or someone has to be going after him, etc. So while Seth is out and there's not quote unquote much to do storyline wise, that's who Roman's going to eventually end up putting his target on, so to speak, because CM Punk's going to have the belt. Roman's going to have to put that belt over after he downplayed it 3 years ago, whatever the case was. He's going to have to put that belt over. It doesn't mean he wins it, but he has to convince the fans the reason why he's going after that belt. If he's going to be on Raw, because that's or on Netflix, because that's the top tier belt. So him not picking up CM Punk, still having that issue with CM Punk, even if CM Punk doesn't win the belt, them still having that friction will lead to them being able to have a PLE moment or whatever the case is while Seth is out.
Fair. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we can get back from the break. We're going to jump into the Dynamite and Smackdown, give you guys our SummerSlam predictions, and we're going to get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Be right back. And we are back. We're going to jump on some of the hot topics in AEW this week. A lot of MJF, a lot of Hangman, a lot of Mox. And it's funny because all three of those kind of revolve around like the world title picture right now. Before the show even kicks off, MJF approaches Hangman before he goes out and was like, I'm not going to cash in this contract to beat you. I'm going to beat you one-on-one in the match, regular. I don't need the contract to beat you for the championship, which Hangman responds like, you're not going to goad me into giving you a title match. You don't get to have it both ways. If you want a title match, you got to use your contract for it, or you got to earn it, which I know you're a coward and you're not going to do either one, which just, like was a bar, but also set off MJF.
Called cap on that nigga.
Yeah, like you ain't about it. You're not about it at all. This spans into a Hangman Wheeler Yuta squash match, which is what it's supposed to be. The Hangman is the champion. Wheeler Yuta, you're not supposed to be in the ring with him. He ends up like almost doing the same thing he did to Mox to Wheeler Yuta, kind of hesitant on throwing him over the rope with the chain around his neck, and says something like, "They're not here. They're not here to save you. They can't save you. Like where are they at?" Trying to get it to you to skull that like your boys that you riding with would leave you to die.
And he's not the first one, because I specifically remember Adam Copeland, aka the Rated R legend, saying the same thing not even 4 months ago.
So like, the slow story with Yuta is, when are you gonna figure out that you are not important to the group?
Oh, I had a joke and I'm gonna leave it alone.
Nah, that's crazy.
I'll tell you.
You might as well let it fly.
Nah. Fuck it. Is Yuta Wheeler the model minority for the Death Riders?
That's fucking crazy.
I mean, like you here because of proximity, and we fuck with you because you do stuff for us. But
God damn it, bro, that's fucking insane.
We don't really fuck with you like that.
Yeah, you make the group. You make us. We hit our margins. You know, we got our quota.
Oh, that's fucked up.
But yeah, Yuta bloody as hell, about to get thrown over the rope, and nobody's out there. Hangman lets him slide, and goes off and does his thing. We see FTR and Jespy have a tag match. And the story around this is that after FTR gets the win due to Stokely, Cope comes out, but Cope can't touch FTR. He's not allowed to. Instead, he says, I went and made a business proposition to some men who are in the business of hurting people. So Cope sets up a deal with, I guess, the Hurt Syndicate to come out and touch FTR. Mind you, FTR and Jespy had a match they're in a tag team tournament for the number one contendership. So my confusion was the champions are already addressing the niggas in the first round that I'm assuming you want to fight, which seems like it's kind of bearing the lead of, if it's going to be FTR versus the Hurt Syndicate, why are they touching up now instead of touching up, 3 weeks from now?
In a match? Because
Not in the match, but just post match. It was like one of those like after match brawls.
No. But I'm saying, you're saying, why are they not touching up in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, you're saying 3 weeks in a match? Like, wait till the match for them to touch? Because
the match is like in August.
Listen, what you have to understand, okay, is when you run a business and you have representation, sometimes things slide across your desk you can't pass up. When someone when someone makes a business proposition that requires an exchange of currency for services, and these are services that you are willing to provide and you provide them frequently, why not take the money? If we in the business of hurting people, because we hurt people, yeah, I'll take a couple dollars off you to beat their ass. And then when I see them
I was going to do it anyway for free.
When I see them later, I was going to beat their ass anyway. This a win-win. We hurt people. So
that's funny.
And while they can't say they're the hurt business, Syndicates ran the same. It's a corporation. You know what I'm saying? Take our card. If you ever need anything, we'll beat them niggas up for you. Like,
yeah.
So
I want to know, what kind of deal was it? Just bread? What does Hurt get from Cope besides? Why would they even entertain it? Cope opens the door, knocks on the door. Hey, yo, I got the deal for y'all. Why listen to Cope? What has Cope provided to y'all that seems valuable enough that you let him in and listen to the proposition?
Well,
but then again, I guess like if he had a bad proposition, y'all would just hurt Cope.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Sometimes you render services for future gains down the road. Sometimes we'll do something now to cash in a favor later in the next quarter. You know what I'm saying? In the next quarter of business. Hey, we took care of something for you with the previous quarter. It's now time that those services, those assets rolled over. It's now time for them to come due. So maybe, just maybe, potentially, you never know. If indeed, let's say the Hurt Syndicate does in fact get tired of Maxwell Jacob Friedman,
which
they're getting there, yes. And maybe Montel doesn't necessarily want them to be the ones that do it. You have that as an option on the back burner. If you're booking a story, that is.
Yeah. I guess we can keep it in the realm of like MJF and Hurt, because like throughout the show there was multiple signs of MJF being MJF again, where he's like, where are y'all at? I needed y'all help to protect me from Hangman Page. I needed this. I got to go get my champion, which causes Bobby to snap, because Bobby's like, all this I shit ain't what we signed up for.
Nope.
We don't need you. You need us. And he says this as he hemmed him up against the locker. And then says, matter of fact, I don't want you here, and gives him the thumbs down. So Bobby's already on the get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
get him out of here.
Transparently, I'm not happy with that because I think they should let them cook some more. So my hope is that this is just a flare up. Sometimes there's miscommunications, and MJF comes back and is like, you know what, Big Bob, you're right, man. I was tripping. And at least for another 9 weeks, we continue to get them going, and there can still be some schisms, some division within there. But for now, like, let's keep them together, bro. I like what's happening, bro. I like this. Like, don't break this up yet. Like, let this be something. Let MJF get the belt, the big belt from Adam, and then they got the gold. You know what I'm saying? Let them do something.
You want to see like the whole clique with the gold and like have they reign for a little bit?
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, MJF got to be a team player, and right now a lot of it is I, and it's like, look, man,
that's why
you talking to the wrong individuals.
That's why he got to come back and be like, hey, you know what? My bad. Hey, here's another Corvette. It would be
hard. It's going to be hard to do that because not post match, but like main event of the match, he does another promo where he's like, I don't need Bobby to get my world title back. He's like, I don't need Bobby Lashley to get this title. He didn't say I don't like Bob. I don't need Bob. He says Hangman's a coward, and that if you want he's a coward and he's a hypocrite because he won't wrestle him unless he executes his contract. Fine. He'll wrestle him fair and square and get his title back around his waist. Right now, MJF is locked in on getting his gold. I think the story with MJF is that like he needed the group to kind of further his plans along to help him get closer to the AEW championship. He now has a contract to where he's closer, and now he thinks that like, I use y'all, I don't need y'all no more. However, you're playing with fire when you're doing it with the Hurt Syndicate. You're doing it with the people who literally will snuff you out, throw you in the locker,
and take your contract.
Respectfully.
Because you talking big shit. If I'm Bobby, okay.
He signed a contract to be a part of the group too. What if in the contract there's a clause that any opportunities you get actually goes to us? As a matter of fact, you can't cash that in. That's actually for Bobby and the Hurt to just dispute among the group.
He didn't read the fine print.
He didn't read the fine print. What if it's a thumbs up on who gets the challenge for the title?
I got a joke that I absolutely cannot say that will get us canceled, so I won't.
Fair.
But a vote to vote him out, to vote for the possession of the contract. That would be crazy. Thumbs up, thumbs down, and then after he loses the contract, gets voted out, they just jump his ass.
Like,
which they can't do because you gotta have Hangman and MJF go at it again for the belt.
There's a story that they have to finish.
Yeah,
but I want to see if they're able to do any fine print things with the Hurt Syndicate. Like this, they're the businessmen.
Yeah,
this is what they do. So there has to be some kind of advantage that they have on MJF, and I wonder what that's going to be like in the future if that's even explored. We get a promo from Mox earlier in the show too, which I really liked, and he was like, he said Hangman had an impressive victory, but now he has to wake up and do it again and again and again and all over again. He said, "Yeah, I lost a match." He's not going to be a bitch about it. He says he's ready to go again. And this isn't a movie where the credits didn't roll. The Cowboys just don't ride off into the sunset. And I like this for one thing only, is that like you still got to wake up. Yeah, I lost. I'm still coming after you. This is what happened when you're the champion, right? This is when you're the champion. You don't get to have your happy ending. No, the shit keeps going, right? You got to worry about MJF. You got to worry about me. Like, so I liked it. It ties into the show later on where Hangman's like, okay, we'll do it one more time. We're gonna do a title it's gonna be AEW title match. Mox Hangman 1v1 next week, but he has to do it under Hangman's rules, which is everybody but a ref is banned from ringside. So we're gonna see a 1v1 with no shenanigans, which I don't know how that's gonna work. But it's also in AEW's fashion to where they will give you a 30-minute just 1v1 where they just fucking go crazy. So I don't know.
We'll get blood in the first 6 minutes.
Dude, you a little generous, my boy. 30 seconds. It's out. And it's funny because like they were talking about that clip with the fork and everything like that, and like the blood spouting from his head, like out of this tiny ass hole, was fucking insane. It was like, yeah, niggas are just fucking crazy. We also see that during the show, Ospreay reveals that he's dealing with an injury, which some are speculating that it's a work, some are speculating that it's not a work. Inside this, he says that TK had no idea that he'd be out there, and that he's been dealing with his neck injury for about 10 months. He said he has some issues, and usually medical staff's right on it, but he's been keeping this one to himself. He said he should tell the medics and the referees and all the other wrestlers, but he's really wanted to get AEW over the finish line. He made a lot of promises to Swerve, to Hangman, and all of us, and he'd play a part in the world title. He says when the Death Riders attacked him, he was taken to the emergency room and got an MRI. His C2 and C6, he has herniated disc into his spinal cord, and that sounds bad, but doctor said if it's treatable and everything goes right, he'll be back by Forbidden Door, which is August 23rd, I think, somewhere around there. And he thanks Swerve and says he loves him. He tells Hangman he's glad to have him as a champion, and to the Death Riders, when he's healthy, it's an eye for an eye. Now, thoughts?
My first thought is, It's got to be a work because to have herniated disc in your neck and to come back 4 weeks later, it's kind of crazy.
One.
That's one. But let's just live in a world. Let's assume. Let's live in a world, play fantasy, where this is not the case.
Mm-hmm.
How selfish do you have to be to do something like that? And the reason why I say it's selfish is because the wrong move, the wrong misstep, wrong bump at the right time can fuck your shit off for the rest of your life.
GG's.
Which is part of the reason why I think it's a work, because there's no way that if you know it's your neck that you would play around with that. Like you're putting for all the shit that people give Tony and AEW or whatever the case, like there's no way that you could think Will Ospreay doing this, if this is true, is the right thing to do. You're putting a company at risk. You're putting your teammates at risk. You're putting your life at risk, your livelihood. Like there's just too many things that are on the line. And to me, it's completely selfish. I wouldn't give a damn if he made a promise on live television to the fans that he was going to be there. If it's a neck issue, dog, I can't wrestle. Like we just saw what happened to Adam Cole off that bullshit ass powerbomb that he had on the side of the ring. That fucked his shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have somebody in your company who had neck issues that had to be out for almost a decade or over a decade. Like it's not anything to play with. Like it's just not nothing to play with. So like my hope is that it is truly a work, and that if it's not, like how fucking selfish of you.
So I'm leaning in the side of it's a work as well. One, because there's multiple phrases and names dropped in here to kind of get you hyped, right? So normally when somebody's injured and like you don't know, you come out and you give me the Adam Cole, right? There's that something was not right there. There was no mention of the next pay-per-view. There was no mention of the top heels in the company right now. There's no mention of Hangman and Swerve. No. Adam Cole came out there and said, I don't know when I'm going to be back. It may be a while. I may not. He didn't say he may not come back, but you just didn't know. In this promo with Ospreay, he mentioned some very critical things that if everything goes right, I'll be back by Forbidden Door. So you're looking forward to him being back by Forbidden Door, which means that he'll be available around that time. Also, when I see the Death Riders, it's an eye for an eye. It's like you don't make these kind of like direct, threats if you have no timetable when you return.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lean into work. Also with the way Ospreay works, that if he was doing cage matches and shit, and he had a herniated C2 and C6, as soon as he came off that cage, you're not getting back up.
Yeah.
There's no way. He said no. So we're gonna lean into the work side of it until further notice, at least for me personally. But if he was actually injured and was doing this, extremely selfish and at the tip of the hat, everybody's life changes.
Mm-hmm.
You're a liability to the company. You can't. As much as you love AEW, say you love AEW, you're not gonna be a liability to the company by wrestling with a herniated C2, C6.
Like even like not coming forward with that, like you now put other wrestlers in positions to where they even outside of just working with you, there will be stricter medical policies for them to show up, and that could restrict their ability to perform. That could restrict how the company shows up in the venues, the booking. It can affect ticket sales. Like all of these different variables or webs of chains can come off of you choosing to essentially, in my opinion, go into business for yourself.
Right.
So
yeah. Sounds like too much of a work to me. Like I just mentioned certain things.
Yep.
Some minor notes I want to get off on the show here is that the Swerve story, Okada's being pushed a little bit. He got attacked by the Don Callis family this week. hit with a chair by Okada, so we'll see Swerve and Okada at some point. Billy Starks versus Tony Storm was a fun match. I enjoyed that match a lot. This is setting up Tony Storm versus Athena. Speaking of Athena, there was a match last night on Collision with her and Alex Windsor, who's also, I believe, the wife of Will Ospreay, and they had a fucking bash. So if you did not catch Collision, at least catch the main event of Collision, because that match was that shit was up. From here though, we can jump into SmackDown and talk about some stuff real quick. SmackDown opens up with the 10 bell for Hulk Hogan. Entire roster shows up there, give their respect to Hulk Hogan. Jelly Roll and Logan Paul cuts a promo later or directly after that, which I liked everything about Jelly Roll's promo except for the bully angle. He's like, people like you or just be bullies and you were the locker room bullies or something like that, which I felt like is an easy, like, that's just easy, not easy heat, but the opposite easy heat. Mm-hmm. That people always gonna be like, oh, pop for the bully, like, phrase or line or whatever. But other than that, he had a good promo. Like,
my expectations were damn near to the ground. So him doing anything at this point has been cool, has been a bonus for me. Like shortly after Evolution, obviously Triple H came out, talked about how hard he's been working, and now they're pushing as a company. The Jelly Roll has been working really hard. Mm-hmm. You start hearing about him moving to Florida, being at the PC Weekly. You hear Randy Orton talk about it. You hear him talk about it on the Tonight Show where they had their little bump. All of these things, you can visibly see he's a lot smaller, which is great. Yep. Michael Cole's talking about it. So. Yeah, Michael Cole's talking about it on commentary. So, like, okay, you guys have pushed it enough where the people like myself who were hesitant to buy in are now at least not as, like, hesitant. I'm like, all right, let me see what he got going on. He threw some good punches. I know people said I forgot the name of the move, but they said he didn't make it look that great. That was all
the ball slam.
Yeah, the ball slam. That was all Logan Paul. All Jelly Roll did was put his arm out so that Logan Paul could wrap around it and turn and spin the momentum. So, and that's not a knock on Logan Paul for any reason. It's just he was the one leading the momentum and that move to make sure it went the way it was supposed to go, and all Jelly Roll had to do was essentially just lay down, like on top of him with one arm. So I'm for it. You know what I'm saying? It's on night one, so I'm gonna see it on fucking the theater screen. So I'll let you know what that's like. But yeah,
I did pop when he sung Randy's theme. That was kind of cool to me.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll, he got the little, like, the first, like, 4 bars of, like, Randy's entrance. I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So, like, my thing, I just dislike celebrity appearances because, like, there's more bad ones than there are good ones, right? For every Bad Bunny, we get XYZ. I will give Jelly Roll the credit that he's been putting in the work. Like, you see that, like you said, he's moved down to Florida, or he's not moved down, but he's set up in Florida. Mm-hmm. He says that he's been there. He's in there when they get in there early. He leaves when they leave. Like, he's had the mentorship of the people in the NXT. He said, like, Jacob Fatu's come down and said some things and helped him out. He's a Taker, and his wife was down there, so he's invested, and that's kind of what I would want you to be if you were going to jump into this shit. Like, get invested, you know. Mm-hmm. Like he said, like we mentioned, Bad Bunny's like, oh, I bought a ring, you know, I got back and I wanted to be a part of it because you need to. Mm-hmm. You can't just treat this as like, oh, I'm here and
I'm me, you know?
Like, yeah. So I'm not any more or less excited about the match, but I am just like, okay, let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Right. I don't have any high or low expectations, but let's just see.
And again, he's not going to be asked to do, in my opinion, a whole lot because one, it's a tag team match. Two, they're going to have specific spots that I think mostly Logan Paul will lead to help him with that. I don't think he's going to do too much against Drew McIntyre. He might take another almost said bro kick. He might take another
Claymore.
Thank you. And kick out, which would be absolutely insane for a celebrity to kick out of a Claymore. Like, but
that would pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Like I said, it's night one, so there's not a lot of like too crazy expectations. Not like your main event or nothing like that. But we'll see. We will see. Also, have we seen any Cardi involvement? SummerSlam is next week.
She's been back and forth in Twitter wars with Naomi, Bianca, Bailey, etc. So, yeah, if you follow her on Twitter or if you're following any one of those three ladies I just mentioned, you'll see that she's in their mentions and they're going back and forth. And Triple H has had a couple tweets with her, etc. So, at least from a social media standpoint, she's engaging that way. So, yeah.
We'll see. Cody cuts a promo later on the show. Begins by, talking about Hulk Hogan, says emotions and feelings about it are complicated.
Which they're not.
Contributions to WWE and entertainment as a whole are staggering and indisputable. So as someone who gets to stand here and says he's a W superstar, he was the original. He wants to take a moment to say thank you. Right? So when he first cuts his promo, he says, feelings and emotions are complicated. I wanted to strangle the TV. Like, it was just like, no. But we went over this already, people. Revert back to the first 30 minutes of the pod. We talked about it.
Proximity. Proximity.
I can't say what I want to say. I can't say what I truly want to say because it's going to come off so fucking crazy. I'm trying to figure out if I can say this in like a PG way.
My thing is if any wrestler wanted to thank Hulk Hogan, they could have said, Hulk, thank you for the house. Just leave it at that.
And you know what? Fuck that. It's not PG. I'm not saying anything crazy disrespectful. It's the man has a black wife.
Oh, you talking about Cody? Yeah.
Like I couldn't. You can't be this delusional. Very obtuse, willfully obtuse, if you will. Right? Like there's no way because by being that obtuse, you're unaware of the dangers that surround that, bro. You're unaware of the rooms that you are in. Where like, had you not been in those rooms, that person that you love may be treated differently. You cannot be that obtuse.
Like I said, proximity.
Exactly. And yeah, it is what it is.
What would you expect from a guy that has a flag tatted on his neck?
What you mean? No, we can't say that. He got shirts, but he got dreads. He in pictures of Martin Luther King photoshopped and whatnot. I thought it was Cody Raheem Rose. I thought that's what everybody liked, right?
Listen, the problem with some of us is we are way too quick to invite people to quote unquote cookouts. Just because a motherfucker can do a little dance and they seem cool or they're hip to verbiage or whatever the case, no.
And this is, and it's not a knock to him having, a black wife or anybody having like interracial or mixed or anything like that. It's just being knowledgeable on what the situations of real world life looks like for your partner if you love them. Like you have to understand what that looks like. You can't just jump in the world and be like, oh, my partner is Hispanic. Like, of course we went down to XYZ over here and not understand like there may be in danger there. You have to have the wherewithal to see what situations are safe and unsafe. And by you not doing that amount of education, put them in danger. If you put them in danger, you can't love them. Like that's how I look at it.
You have to be
me personally.
You have to be open and curious enough to ask the questions that might make you feel dumb or seem dumb in order for you to find the answers to know how to handle the situation.
Yeah. And that might make you look at people that you have around you really fucking crazy. It is what it is. Getting back into wrestling though. He says SummerSlam isn't about virtue, it's about victory, it's about violence. He's the last week John Cena saw that. He's going to get plenty more of that at MetLife. But he doesn't want to see the John Cena they seen last week. He wants to wrestle Mr. Hustle Loyalty Respect. He wants to wrestle the first guy out the door. He wants to wrestle the guy who looks at the camera and shouts out Stu. Like, he doesn't want the John Cena that we've been getting. He wants the one that the people love to show up. And with that, I don't know if you're gonna get that. You forcefully made John sign this contract that he was unaware of.
Not a legally binding contract, by the
way. And it's going to be a street fight. I don't know. This one, I'm really unsure about how I feel.
You're unsure about
build, about where it's going. I don't know.
I was going to say the setup or the actual match itself. The first thing is Cody doesn't want to face Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Mr. Hey Stu, let's go to work, run to the ring, slide in the ring, because that Cena will beat your ass like he did everybody else.
Yeah, that Cena undefeated.
The Super Cena, the Cena you're about to face. Newsflash, buddy, you're about to lose again, because he's not dropping that belt, not yet. Anyway, he has, after this, he'll probably have 15 more dates. So he'll lose the belt. If he doesn't lose the belt on the night he retires, he'll lose it closer to that end. But Cody about to lose here. Street fight, no DQ means there's going to be an interruption of some sort. Yeah. And as long as it is not one of two people who were previously involved in John Cena's shit, then I'm okay with it.
You don't hear the rock pop? We want the lightning and the thunder to hit with the Brahma bull in the back. You know he ain't got nothing to do right now. You know you're open.
Nah, we ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing that no more. So nope.
Yeah, I'm interested too, because what is going to be the oh wow moment? You know, SummerSlam's not going to end with everything going exactly as planned.
Yeah.
So if it's not Travis or The Rock to interfere in this match, who does?
Okay, let's just do some what I like to call deductive reasoning.
Let's do some deductive reasoning.
Is there anyone in the past 8 months that has not fucked with Cody?
Has not?
Yes. From a wrestler standpoint, obviously, not like fans and shit. Like legitimate storyline base-wise. We can roll out KO. That shit's done.
Yeah, it's not happening. Randy's busy. Drew's busy.
Mm-hmm.
Punk's busy.
Mm-hmm.
Roman's doing his thing. AJ's going after Dom.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob is going after Solo, and that eliminates both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Priest and Malachi got a thing going on.
And as of right now, they're not on SummerSlam's card.
Did we just completely get rid of the truth shit?
Well, that was going to be my thing. I don't think we get rid of the truth shit. I think truth pops up again. I think that's an option.
Is that a worthy enough pop? Because especially to run it back after like the last show was truth coming back. So to do it again here, in whose favor?
It could be truth trying to go after John Cena causes a distraction for Cody again. But right now, it doesn't sound like that has enough meat on the bones to get people riled up. So let's continue. Who else have we got?
I'm looking right now. Let's take a look here. Like I said, AJ's busy, Malachi's busy, Alistair's busy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the Priest is busy.
Yep. I think you're limiting your options if you're just doing SmackDown.
Oh, you think somebody on Raw?
That draft is still coming up at the end of August. So there is that.
L.A.
He's not busy.
That's the only one I'm seeing that like there's really nothing going on with LA Knight right now.
And he did have a little bit of a situation with John Cena. Cody is in the way of him winning his belt. But what else? These are just cases. Things that can be
like
made.
building up, I don't got anything. Who else do you got that you're seeing?
I mean, transparently, I don't know. That's why I was having this conversation.
Yeah, I think we named a good majority, like, because Gable's still out, and when Gable come back, he still got other stuff to do with his tag team.
Is there anybody that has been out for a long time that we've forgotten about that's not on our preview?
I mean, Ilya, but Ilya, you wouldn't drop Ilya into the main event title. Like, although I would love that shit, it just wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, Seth is still out. Sheamus just did his thing with Rusev this week. We haven't seen Ludwig.
That's a fact. We have not seen Ludwig Kaiser in a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. That's it.
Okay.
Theory. And I love Theory. But
supposedly he's injured. Which
like,
they talked about on this episode.
Carmelo not doing nothing. But I don't think you jump him into that.
Well, he and Cody did have a little bit of a tiff before.
True, but would that be receptive? Or would that make sense to the masses?
Probably not.
Santos ain't doing nothing.
Santos and Los Garza are AAA out right now.
Shinsuke, I ain't seen Shinsuke in a minute.
Yeah, but respectfully, mid-card.
So, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody we just named makes the most sense for them to come back and shake some shit up. Unless it was KO, and KO just had surgery. So, nope.
Yeah.
So, how do we get here? What's going to happen?
It brings me back to, unfortunately, celebrity.
I don't know what celebrity you got in mind.
Transparently, I don't either. Like I said, we're just running through paces at the moment, but it's just to start a conversation of what we think. Yeah. I don't want to see Travis Scott again, and based on the news that we already talked about, we probably won't. We haven't heard Fiend for a while, and I don't want to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I don't.
And they have not talked about Beast Incarnate in years, so that's not going to happen either. Which, unironically, that would have been somebody I thought would have been a part of this retirement tour for Cena. So, but they're not. That's not going to happen.
No.
Actually, it seems like it would be unlikely to happen. I won't say not going to happen because anything's fucking possible in this place.
As long as John Cena doesn't go over with the belt again, like using the belt, then I'm fine with it. I'm fine with however the match ends if he wins.
Do you think we look at this in the aspect of Cody's rage consumes him to where it over consumes him, and that's what makes you lose to Cena this time? Is that you're thinking too red?
Well, they did something I've never seen them do before. They when Cena came up and was essentially like, "Hey man, like I'm just exhausted." They did the dual screen, like they did a dual camera angle in the same screen, where they cut out pretty much everything that was in between Cena and Cody, and kind of pulled their faces together so that you could see Cody's immediate reaction when he was saying that. Yeah. Which obviously led to him, quote unquote, going over the edge. But he's talked about not wanting to go heel. We keep talking about it because it would be cool for him to do, but If he doesn't do it,
ugh.
if he doesn't do it or doesn't want to do it, I mean, it is what it is at this point. You want to be the white hot baby face, then that's fine. But I don't know. I just whatever happens in the match, I don't think Cody should win this at this point. But that's just me. But if he loses, you can't make a case for him winning or having another shot at John Cena because now he's lost twice to John Cena in the same calendar year. So, in my mind, that means he wouldn't get the belt because you wouldn't give him another title opportunity.
I don't know if I want to see a titleless John Cena.
Right? You don't. No. You don't. So, nobody does. That's why that's why all his shirts are flying off the shelf.
Bro, every city going crazy. Okay, since we're here and we got a little bit of time left, let's wrap it up with the predictions. Night 1, night 2.
Okay.
I got the matches up here. Of course, nothing's in order, but I do have the matches here. We're gonna start off with your favorite, Stratton Cargill.
All right. All signs are pointing towards Jade winning, and it being a big moment for her, which sounds great. But I'm going Tiffany Stratton only because I believe Jade still has work to do, based on what I said previous pod.
I agree with you. Also, I just don't think the idea of having 2 black women champion going to Paris, that's not going to get the greatest reception for pop and whatnot. That's just how I feel personally.
Yeah.
Randy Jelly Roll versus Drew and Logan.
So I was hoping you would get to this. I actually want us to pause because I have a video tweet from Drew McIntyre and, about what potentially might be going on. So I'm going to let that play a little bit.
It's quite a week I've had. You want to know how it's been capped off? I can't get back in America. They wouldn't let me board my flight. Look at the scenic countryside. Does that look like an American scenic countryside? No. I'm in England still. I'm a buddy's wedding. What a wedding it was. Planning to go back, train for SummerSlam, but no. I got blocked. Wife and I walked up to the gate, trying to check in. Always goes perfectly fine. Not this time. Drew, you don't have your US passport. I know who you are. I know you've lived there for a long time. I know you're showing me pictures of your US passport and your global entry and your, it doesn't matter. I know exactly who you are, your property and the legs. But no, we can't leave the country, buddy. We can't leave the country. So my wife and I panic. We say, we've got a sick animal at home. We're good people. We care about our animals. We care about people. I'm like, go ahead, babe. Don't think about me. Leave me behind. Leave me to die behind. It's okay. She has to go against her will. Goes back home, look after the cat. And here I am. So what happened? What changed this trip? Jelly Roll. You know somebody, you got some connections, you got your 15 minutes of fame right now. You can get away with some stuff. You're hot, soon you will not be. So you're getting in while you can, yeah? You realize when I took off my shirt on Smackdown, you went, oh my God, all that aura, I'm screwed. So you can screw up my training for SummerSlam week. Why am I in a field? I don't know why I'm in a field, but I can tell you one thing. When this is all over and I'm going to get back, I'm going to drop you, Jelly Roll. I'm going to make you pay. And eventually, you're going to gain all that weight back. And you're going to look like one of these fuckers.
And one of those fuckers was a big ass cow. So
okay. I ain't gonna lie. First half of that sounded terrifying.
Yes, it sounded like it was real. And
I'm glad he wrapped up with the Jelly Roll because it definitely lightened the mood for me. Because I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on here?
Mm-hmm. So that was my first time listening to it, obviously, as well. I thought it was gonna be something as well, but clearly it seems like a work. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
maybe a little bit of realism in the work. I don't know if I don't see Randy taking the L.
Yeah, the person that's taking the pin is Logan Paul.
He's catching Randy.
Taking that
Randy's
pin.
catching him out there.
Yeah.
Logan gonna jump off something. Randy's gonna catch him. That's just how the RKO works. So we'll see. Like I said, no expectations, but I think Randy and them are gonna get the win.
Yeah.
Gunther versus Punk.
I got Punk here because, like I said, it's been 2 years now. Gunther can win the belt at any time. he can't lose to everybody. To me, Punk comes out on top. Punk goes over.
I'm going to go Gunther. Gunther needs a credible win, bro. The last 2 matches, even the Jay shit was kind of crazy. Like, we need some. This ain't been a very hot year for Gunther.
He just retired Goldberg. And he beat the.
It ain't been a very hot year for Gunther.
He beat the Yeet Man.
And let Pat McAfee get up and walk away. No, bro. We got to draw a line somewhere. A lot of y'all can't be fucking with him. I'm sorry. Gunther is an elite wrestler. To have Punk go over him, I get it. It would make sense because of CM Punk, but there should be no way in hell that like Punk beats Gunther. What a GTS on Gunther? Like you gonna make Gunther tap out? Punk is gonna tap out Gunther? Can't see it, bro.
Again, we talked about submission holds being Gunther's weakness. Especially if he gets caught by surprise. Do that scorpion deathlock or whatever the fuck it is.
Cannot. Man. It's possible, but I like damn. Judgment Day. Raquel and Roxanne versus Charlotte Flair and Bliss. Now, this is a story that I have been paying attention to a lot. It's the not dichotomy, but the display of friendship between Charlotte Flair and Bliss has been a good story. This is kind of, I talked about it before. This is something that she needed. She needed somebody next to her to soften the blow up a little bit.
Yep.
And they have been building the story of her like slowly but surely getting closer to Bliss. I think them winning changes the scene of them having the belts. However, I don't know if we want to break them up before Liv gets back. Or have them lose the belts before Liv gets back. I think you want to see Liv approach Judgment Day and see Raquel and Roxanne all buddy.
I think that I hear you. We don't know how long. When was Liv out? When did she first? Was it June?
Let's find out. Liv Morgan.
Was it June? I want to say it was June.
Yeah, June 16th.
Okay. So, and she just separated her shoulder?
The 28th, she had surgery.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. She's not coming back for a hot second.
She's not coming back.
I think, so this is what I would do, transparently, is I would have Alexa and Charlotte go over. They win. They dominate the tag division for women's for a while. Okay. And then Alexa Bliss turns on Charlotte on a Smackdown. Some random Smackdown later in the future. And she could potentially align herself with the Wyatt Six and get back in the fold of that. Or she could just flat out be a heel, so that there's another big heel woman for the women's wrestling division. The storyline between them two, it gets a chance for Charlotte to really, really live in her babyface run.
True.
Why did you do this to me? I thought we were friends. And Alexa Bliss can go back to we were never friends. We were just alliances out of convenience. Eventually, they would lose the belts or vacate the belts or whatever the case. Judgment Day gets the belts back probably 2 to 3 weeks before Liv comes back. Liv, like literally they're in the ring, they're celebrating, they just won whatever little tag gauntlet or whatever the fuck, or whoever they just faced, they won, whether it's Kabuki Warriors, whatever. And Liv's music pops. The arena's going to go crazy because they know that Roxanne is going to be in for some shit. And then you could have that situation where Raquel is like defending Roxanne against Liv, and that turns into something else. Like, that's where I kind of see it going. And that way, Like you have the Judgment Day, because again, the Judgment Day feels like a factory to build people up to then push them out. But I think they're mostly like to put them on solo runs. And I think they have the opportunity to do that here, because pretty soon Dominic is going to be on his own too. Like,
and we didn't touch on that, but just quick little side tangent on Dom. Like, y'all told me Mania he was out of here, and I was like, damn. Like, all right, well, I guess. Seen that AAA pop? That boy out of here. That boy internationally known.
Mr.
Brady
Worldwide.
Tiffany.
Mr. Worldwide.
He out of here.
Yep.
Yo. Like, that AAA pop was fucking nuts, yo.
And
so
he was in a hoodie and a ski mask. And as soon as he took that shit off, the whole arena stood up.
Erupted, bro. Like, yeah. Dom is and the thing is you can't keep bottling that under a heel for so long. Eventually it's gonna come out and the fans are gonna turn you face, right? Yep. It's one of those Jacob Fatu things. It's like, yeah, you a heel and we like you, we cheering and you cool as hell, but eventually it's gonna force the hand, and it just might. Even with this whole thing with him and AJ, where it's like AJ's playing a janitor and whatnot. Like, these are moments that are funny.
Hilarious.
And, like, they're great moments. So, yeah, Dom is that boy next. We looking at Braun Breaker, but high key.
Yeah.
High key.
He's got more years of service on everybody in that bitch. He's been a WWE superstar for over 20 years. But before Ray retires, I think that's when he goes face. Before Ray retires, Ray's getting one last hoorah or whatever the case, and Ray getting the shit beat out of him. And Dom music comes out. That's gonna be a huge pop. Huge pop. He gonna save his
Ray
dad.
From San Diego.
Yeah.
Survivor Series in San Diego.
Yeah, but he didn't say anything about retiring this year. But if he did, it would make sense. And they're both going to be on that card some way, shape, form, or fashion. You're not gonna not have them on there. So, But Dominic coming out to save his dad, apologize. Hey, I was fucked up. I was unruly, and he saved his dad. That could be
niggas probably like they might cry.
That'd be an instant like superstar babyface.
Yeah. And especially depending on who he saves him from, right?
Probably some monster. Probably a monster. It's got to be like that shit with where who was it? The Great Khalil squished his head and shit. Something like that.
So if Ray's about to get tsunami'd,
or he is getting tsunami'd and he's going up for that third one, and then the music come out. Oh yeah. Yes. Sign me the fuck up.
All right, we got off track. We're gonna wrap it up. A couple more matches here. Roman and Jay, Braun.
I think what I want to see is Roman and Jay win, but I think whatever Seth was working on that time he left the show, quote unquote, for that next member, that person is now going to be elevated around this time. They will come in, and Braun and the two Brawns will go over. So whether
you're anticipating a member joining here,
yes, yeah. Because and again, it only further proved my theory of it's the bloodline storyline. Because anytime there was a PLE that Roman was involved in, and he had a credible opponent that he was probably going to lose to, or could have lost to, rather, there was a member that joined.
Black Hoodie came out.
Yep, or somebody in that favor. So I think it'll probably be that. I think. I think Jay probably takes the pin, and whoever that person is gets in a program with Jay before Jimmy is finally on Raw and they go back for the tag belts. So,
do you think we could, if hypothetically they do add this extra member, Do you think we get a trios between Roman and the Usos versus whoever that third is in Braun and Braun?
It depends on, because right now they're doing this thing where they're really pulling back the, like, when Bronson Reed like debuted or re-debuted, and him and Braun Strowman had their shit, and then Bronson was fucking everybody up. Like, he was the next big monster. Then he did the bloodline shit. Obviously, he broke his ankle, and since he's been back, I feel like they really just like pulled the reins.
They reined him in.
Reined him in a lot on his character. So it depends on how they decide to try and build him up. Because this is SummerSlam, they might do something at Clash of Paris that's not involving a Roman or whatever the case. Obviously, he has to go film for a while, and that's why I think like you get that program with Jay and whoever this is, whether it's Ethan Page or we threw out a list of people we thought it could be, but whether it's Ethan Page or whomever else we thought it was, Jay gets that little program that keeps him going a little bit. And then Roman pops back up for some Survivor Series or right before then again. My only fear is that, just transparently, bro, I do not want another Samoan Dynasty War Games. I don't.
You know, that's what's leading up to.
Yeah.
Solo team is already set. It's already there.
They just need to, like, after this War Games, they need to retire the War Games for a second.
Yeah, I needed to go back to show versus show,
or even just make it 7-8 match PLE and put the belts on the line. Every match.
That's like how Survivor Series used to be. Was, you know, SmackDown versus Raw versus NXT, and like. Mm-hmm. You got a lot of variety, and that show was fucking great to watch because it was like, oh, you were excited for who was coming up next in NXT, right?
Yeah.
To where, you know, if you had the North American Championship and you had the United States and you had the IC, it'd be like Dom and Solo versus Ethan Page. You still got, like, you know, a good mix of everybody like in here.
Mm-hmm.
And you got fucking who's the NXT World Champion? Is it Trick right now? Is Trick double champ?
No, Trick is the TNA champ. The NXT champ is Oba Femi.
Okay, so yeah, fucking Oba, fucking Gunther, and not Cena, because Cena's probably not going to do that. But like, just throwing them in those kind of mix, like that would be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I want them to get back to like that, because that just brought variety. Those are my favorite shows because it's like a miniature Royal Rumble where you get to see all this talent collectively and let them shine. And not forget about them. And to be fair, we need to see Lash again relatively soon.
She needs to be brought up. Oba needs to be brought up, and Trick Williams needs to be brought up. And I know I just named like
200-day streak. You're not gonna get Oba.
I think
you know 6.
I thought maybe it's 2. I'm tripping. Maybe it is 200 days, and I'm tripping. But I swear I just saw something.
Like, if Oba's on
no, it's got to be
200 days.
Yeah,
200 days.
I'm tripping. It's 200.
Like, you're not breaking that streak just yet. And the Trick is holding TNA's title. You still can't break him up until he has to do something with that.
Yeah, he has to drop that to Santana or somebody from there.
Yeah,
you got to drop it at this point. Who else? You got Miles Bourne, Tony D'Angelo. Yeah, bro. I just. Like, Javon Evans is going to run NXT for a while.
Yeah.
Once they do.
Still Raw, but
yeah,
he's going to be the one.
But
yeah,
those three
Night
need
2
to be
real
called
quick.
up. Yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead.
We'll see. We already talked about Cena and Cody. We're on the fence. We're on the not fence, but we're thinking Cody retains or Cena retains here.
Yep.
It just makes the most logical sense. Naomi, Rhea, Io.
And who's in it again?
Naomi, Rhea, Io.
Okay. Sorry,
remember, whoever went, who's taking the pin? Think about that.
So again, who got pinned last time?
Nobody.
Yeah. Io got pinned.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
So it would be absolutely, positively absurd for Naomi to drop the belt. And I ain't even got my shirt yet. That's fucking crazy. Because I bought the shirt as soon as she won. So,
Rhea eats the pin,
I think Rhea eats
or
the
just
pin this time because Io got it last time,
okay.
and Rhea
Becky,
can take a pin.
she can and be fine, especially depending on how it happens.
Yeah,
If this is like a championship hit to the or belt hit to the head, okay, she can eat the pin.
yeah.
Becky versus Lyra, we talked about it earlier, leaning into Becky.
Oh well, I was leaning into Lyra winning via Bailey. Yeah,
yeah.
But you can make the case for Becky winning again with Bailey's interference fucking up Lyra.
Okay,
but Bailey will be there.
She better be. Solo Fatu cage match, bloodline shenanigans. No way in hell that the rest of them can't be a part of this match.
Yeah, I think Fatu
big dude breaking down the door.
Fatu needs to lose. Well, which Fatu? No, I think Jacob should lose here. It's not going to hurt Jacob to lose to Solo. It will hurt Solo to lose to Jacob, in my opinion, because then you're just going to have him playing tug of war with the belt for a while. So I would have Solo going over, with obvious interference of
yeah.
I
like the illusion of like there's a cage here. Nobody's gonna interfere. There's a cage here. It's like
okay,
all right. Dominic versus AJ. It's Dom for me. I love AJ Styles. It's Dom.
Dom should win. He should win. But AJ's in his last. This is AJ's last year. Is this the belt he hasn't won? I think there's a couple people who haven't won the Intercontinental Championship.
I thought AJ has been IC.
AJ's won it before. Okay, I would. I would have AJ win. Dom challenges a little later down the line, and then he wins the belt back, and he can say, "I'm the greatest Mysterio of all time 2 times." Like that would be his calling card.
Yeah, they just won it once.
Okay, yeah. It's Sheamus who hasn't won it yet.
Yeah.
So that would but if they do, if Dom does go over and SummerSlam erupts, like they explode because he wins, that's two of your 4 major PLEs where he has gotten a pop. You have to do something with that. You have to.
What do you do? He's already IC champ. Like, what more do you do?
He got to go on his solo baby run. It'll probably be quicker than like what I would have.
You want him to have a Jey Uso run?
No, not with the heavyweight belt. Not yet. No. But
prior to that build that Jey had to get there, you want Dom to like. In your mind, Dom is a future Rumble winner.
Oh yeah, but he would win on some underhanded shit. Like he would like flip over the last like 2 people would be tugging on the ropes, and he would flip them both over at the end. That would be how he would win in my mind. To get him, because you still keep that like, damn, this nigga sleazy low key, but he dope as fuck.
Right. Yeah, on some Eddie shit.
Yeah.
Last one's not on a night yet, but it's the 6-way or 6-pack tables, ladders, and chairs between Wyatt's, Andrade, and Phoenix, which has been a really dope tag team.
Mm-hmm.
DIY, Fraxium, MCMG, and Street Profits. So I know people were talking about, they don't ever defend the titles on the PLE, and finally we get it. It's here.
It's here.
It took them a long time, but it's here. And it's with a dope set of individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they have a chance to do something which has not been done before or since like Dudley's era, to run 2 TLCs in the same year, and they both be fucking amazing. That first one on SmackDown,
I told you that shit was heat. This shit was fire.
Gas.
Shit was fire.
This second one has a chance to be like, you got some hitters in here who can make everything really dope. I think the Wyatts are just nice in general. Andrade and Phoenix, like Ray Phoenix has been a part of shit like this before. Johnny Gargano is secretly a maniac when it comes to TLCs. Frax and the Young Guns, like they're gonna do something fucking nuts. So like, I don't know who's gonna win this. I don't know. I would love to see Profits come back and get it.
Yes.
That's where I would want them. I want them to win, but I wouldn't be mad at a Fraxium.
So here's my thought process. I want the Profits to win. I think it would be great for them to win on that stage. I think it would quell all that bullshit that's on the internet, which they show that they care about to an extent. I can tell you who I don't want to win.
Okay.
And it's going to sound fucking crazy. I don't want Andrade and Phoenix to win. And the reason why I don't is because the more success that them two have together, in my mind, the less likely you are to put Penta and Ray Phoenix together eventually. And that's the only, like, it sounds like I'm cutting my nose to spite my face. But that is the only people I don't want to win.
I ain't gonna lie. If Ray Phoenix won the tag belts with Andrade before he won with Penta, it would make me feel some type of way.
And I know that Fraxium and Andrade and Ray Phoenix in a table match, table ladders and chair match on a PLE, they're gonna have at least two to three crazy spots. You already know Fraxium is going to do their I forgot what the move is called, but the move where they jump out of the ring on all four sides. They're gonna move fast as shit. We already know what Motor City Machine Gun they're gonna do when they get going and get their shit amped up. I wouldn't necessarily.
The Wyatts are gonna do some crazy shit.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be mad at them winning though. At Motor City Machine Guns winning, I wouldn't be mad at them winning. I just don't want to see Phoenix and Andrade win because at that point it's like we do not need the Lucha Bros because they're fucking killing. They're killing and they're dope.
Yeah, they're fucking on. They're on fire right now. However, I think we're also looking at it from a perspective of not really being too realistic. It says the YX6 is Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy defending the belts. However, it's a TLC. There's two other people a part of the YX6.
They're gonna be
It's
there.
Practically four. There's a team of four. And plus, what's her face? Why am I forgetting her name?
Nikki Cross, but she's
there you go. Yeah, Nikki Cross.
She's Sister Abigail technically.
Yeah, so Nikki Cross is going to be there. Candace is probably going to be there too. So yeah, it's going to be some hectic shit. High key, this is a match 2 kind of night. B-Fab is going to be there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a match 2 or night 2 match. So this better be on night 2. It needs that level of excitement for sure. Yeah, the street fight with a steel cage and a TLC and a no DQ like match between Becky and Lyra. Yeah, you need this on night 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. That was our predictions of SummerSlam. Do you have anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Was that a setup? Was I supposed to be saying something? Did I forget something?
No. No, not at all. That was just an honest question.
Yeah, the Honorable Prophet DT is now here. That's a play on anyway. Yeah, but I'm here. Since I've had to change my name and my moniker, and hopefully niggas don't steal that from me.
This nigga said the Honorable Prophet DT. This nigga Muslim now.
There you go. See ya. Look.
I was like, what? Yeah, I got nothing. We're gonna get out of here. We'll catch you guys in the next one, which should be our SummerSlam episode, which will be broken down into 2 different weeks. So, just bear with us. That's how it works. And we're gonna get out of here. It's been real. We'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.
Believe in the wave.